Alright, ready?
Yeah.
Do you want to just delay the pregame while they get this set up? Okay, let's go.
Let this as the main.
Don't make me look shop boys. I'll replace it. The board is muted, the camera's probably on.
Good afternoon and welcome to this home opener broadcast here on the Crawdads streaming network. Crawdads, a 2-1 team hosting the Alameda Merchants for the first time this season. This pre- and post-game show brought to you by Up the Creek Records, Walnut Creek's premier destination for vinyls, live music, and an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Let's check out what's been happening up the creek. And boy, folks, it was a doozy last night in Sonoma. The Crawdads ended up losing 6-2 against their bitter rival, the Sonoma Stompers, who ended their season in 2025. They left far too many guys on base, 7 stranded guys on the base pass for the Crawdads. They also walked 8 total batters yesterday, 6 of which came between Jacob Coburn and Miles Tenscher, the 2 guys out of the pen. Jeremy Jones had a fantastic 4-inning start, 5 strikeouts, just 1 walk and 1 run that came across in his time. But ultimately, the bats couldn't keep up with Sonoma. They were just a little bit too much for the Crawdads to handle. So on the other side, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll get into our keys to the game before the Crawdads take on the Alameda Merchants right after this on the Crawdads streaming network. Keys to the Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network. Apologies for the technical difficulties, folks. It's always something here in the California Collegiate League, and no different today. Either way, we're going to get into our keys to the game for this edition of Crawdads Baseball today. Stay focused. We kind of had the same gist yesterday. The big storyline was the Crawdads were going to play their rival Sonoma. The Alameda Merchants also gave the Crawdads a whole lot of trouble. They barely were able to win the season series 5-4. So stay focused. Don't worry about last year's storylines. Have to play the baseball game in front of you. Second key to the game being get on base with patience. The Crawdads did that yesterday. They got to keep doing it again. Work good at bats, work long counts, make the Alameda pitchers work, and find your way via the walk. But also, when you see stuff that's in the heart of the zone, hit it. We're going to get that ultimately in the California Collegiate League. Then moving on to our third key to the game, don't leave runners on. That was the big issue yesterday. 7 runners stranded for the Walnut Creek Crawdads last night in Sonoma. Cannot do that again today. Have to score, guys, especially when they're on second and third base. Got to plate runs. That's how you win in this league. Fourth, attack hitters. We saw that the Crawdads pitching got away from that, especially in the middle innings of relief. Jeremy Jones was great at it. Then Weston Thornberry came in, and he was great at it as well. So throwing the ball in the square, as Austin Oda likes to say, and we'll have him joining us in a little bit. And then finally, send a message to Alameda. This is a team that gave them, the Crawdads, a whole lot of trouble last year. Got to come out with an emphatic win and establish that they're the dominant team in this rivalry. So with that being said, we're going to take a break until first pitch. We'll be back for the top of the first inning right here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. There we go. There we go. There we go. Welcome back to the Crawdads Streaming Network for the top of the first. Today's first pitch time and temperature 4:04 p.m. The temperature nice 72 degrees, 71 degrees, whatever you want to call it. Out here in Danville, the clouds have passed, the sun is a-shining, and the wind blowing in just a little bit from right center field. Today's time and temperature brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Meadowlark Dairy, bringing Old Town vibes and family fun since 1919. Limoncelli alongside Austin Oda for the second time in 2 games. Austin, big one for the Crawdads today. They got to get in the win column in CCL play.
Yeah, but you know what the Crawdads have in their favor right now?
What's that?
Look, not a lot has gone right today, and I think we can all acknowledge that. We don't have a working scoreboard at Monte Vista. We don't have TrackMan. What we do have is 2 cameras.
That is absolutely correct. 2 cameras today. For the first time in Crawdads history, we've got the center field angle that you all are looking at right now at home, and then we've got from home over here, and you can actually see us in that red press box off to your right. We're waving just a little bit at you at the camera, so to speak. But anyway, thank you to our sponsor, the starting pitcher today, Danville Chocolates, the official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. We'll take a look at Alex Gomez, the right-hander for Walnut Creek at University of San Francisco. 11 appearances, 10.95 ERA. 15.2% strikeout percentage. Opposing batters hit .244 against him, pretty effective. He appeared and pitched a pair of innings to close out the opening day game. The Crawdads over the Berkovich Honors in that latest win. And then finally, let's take a look at who's behind him. Brandon Clisby behind the dish, Barrett Ronson at first, Elijah Ramos at second, Kevin Parker Jr. at short, TJ Woodson at third, Ryan Ellis returning to the field and playing left field, Dylan Perez in center, and Shane Aldridge over there in right. First batter for the Alameda Merchants, Braden Smith in center field. Big righty Gomez sets chest high. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss.
First pitch, 407.
Gets the fastball upstairs and away.
Yeah, by you, right out of bed. Blow the heater by him. Absolutely. Start it like that. Keep it like that. Gomez, a lot of strikes in that first appearance.
The 0-1 from the righty. Fastball upstairs. 1-0.
And that's kind of the report on Gomez, is he did not have a great year in terms of the strike throwing at USF, but in his career, that's what he's been. He's been a big strike thrower. A lot of really good strikeout to walk ratio in his last year at Laney.
The 1-1 from Gomez. Check swing. Did he go? Yep. 1-2 to Smith.
So we'll go fastball, slider, and then the changeup is the big swing and miss pitch, especially against lefties. Falls off the table, off the outside. You'll see more sliders to righties, but fastball to establish, very traditional 3-pitch mix.
Now the 1-2 to Smith. Slider in the dirt, 2-2. And Braden Smith, the rising sophomore at Skyline College, had a pretty monster first year there. 42 games, 424 batting average, 38 runs driven in. No easy out, that's for sure. But Alex Gomez, at least thus far, in control. The righty turns and delivers. Here's the 2-2. Fastball high and tight. Count is full.
Yeah, that whole Skyline team, that's how we at West Valley played in our regional. They're gritty. We'll see a couple Trojans on this roster. Former Crawdad Trey Johnson, also a Skyline Trojan.
That he is, playing in right field today for the Merchants. Here's the payoff from Gomez. Hit sharply over to second. Ramos collects, scoops, and fires to Ronson in time for the out. Easy ground ball worked on the full count offering from Alex Gomez. So now 1 down in the top of the first. Nico Rodriguez up. Rodriguez, a San Jose, California native, hitting from the left side and manning second base.
Wow, was that 2 cameras we saw on that?
No way. I think it might have been, Austin.
That's so crazy.
It's kind of nuts. It's almost like we did that. The first pitch to Rodriguez. Breaking ball misses low.
I feel like I'm watching Synergy.
I know, it's so detailed, isn't it? The righty Gomez delivers. 1-0 pitch inside.
And I think game by game, we're starting to see more and more from these Crawdads arms. Obviously, in the number of arms that we're seeing, we're pretty much through the entire roster of guys who have appeared, but also just some more strike throwing, some more confidence.
The 2-0 upstairs. 3-0 count to Nico Rodriguez, but absolutely, Crawdads at this point have gone through 12 total pitchers between the first 3 games. Gomez appearing for his second time as a dad. Right-hander going back to San Francisco next fall. His 3-0 pitch in the dirt. 4-pitch walk to Rodriguez, and a 1-out base runner for Trey Johnson, the former Crawdad.
Now hitting, right fielder, Trey
Back to the point
Johnson.
about the pitching. I thought yesterday might have been the 2 best pitching performances we've seen this year, with Jeremy Jones, who was great, got the start, and Weston Thornberry closed it out, and he was really good. He was up to 93. Jones was just attacking, and they talk a lot about hitting being contagious, but I think pitching as well, where you see your teammates throw strikes, you're going to want to get in and strike guys out as well.
Gomez out of the stretch. First pitch to Johnson, right down the pipe. Strike 1.
And you talk about traditional fastball early attack with the off-speed pitch. This time pitching a little bit from behind, hitting the inside corner with the slider. Clearly trying to get a rollover.
The 0-1 to Johnson. Swing and a miss. This time he goes past him with the fastball.
I think that might have been a changeup. Johnson was way out ahead of that one, and looks like he swung over the top of it. And again, that's that same thing. The left side of the infield's wide open, so you're trying to coax Johnson into pulling one on the ground.
There's a pick back to first. Ronson laid the tag, not in time. He thought he had it.
Yeah, I think we're 4 for 4 up here with thought he was out.
Getting some signals that probably should have been an out call. Nonetheless, Rodriguez is safe, and he's got another hefty lead over at first. The 0-2 from Gomez. Chop foul, first base side. Still 0-2 at the dish to Johnson. Last summer with Walnut Creek, Trey Johnson, a .234 hitter in 111 at-bats. Played in nearly every game, 28 of them to be exact. 14 runs driven in. Against his former team, looking to get something started. The 0-2 from Gomez, upstairs.
Yeah, I would like to see the velo on Gomez right now. Feels like he's getting it up there pretty quick, little fuzz.
That he is. Pick back to first. Ronson doesn't lay the tag in time. Now we're going to get a timeout here. Johnson steps outside. Ronson steps off first. Looks like we may get some chatter from the Crawdad dugout after that last pickoff. Umpires conferring with the coaching staffs, just making sure everybody's on the same page. And now we're back. 1-2 at the dish to Johnson. Gomez turns and fires. Off-speed pitch jumps out of the hand too early. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnson, a rising junior in the transfer portal, looking for a new home after a pair of seasons at Skyline. The 2-2 to him. Off-speed misses below the knees. Another full count in the first inning for Alex Gomez. Gomez takes his time, working back at that first base side of the rubber. Rodriguez, hefty lead at first. The payoff from the righty. High and tight. Johnson ducks out of the way and works the walk. So after the leadoff ground ball, 2 straight walks, 2 runners on, and only 1 down for the cleanup man in Alameda, Kyle Sandner.
Now coming to the plate.
Sandner, rising junior from Fairfield, California. Playing in left field today for the Merchants. Had 2 hits and 2 runs driven in yesterday as the Merchants lost 5-4 against the San Francisco Seagulls. Gomez with the first pitch. Upstairs fastball. 1-0 to Sandner. He's got an RBI chance, trying to add some more to his tally of 2 achieved yesterday. Gomez kicks and deals. Fastball misses upstairs. 3 straight balls for Alex Gomez. Looks like he's struggling with his command. The 2-0 to the right-handed cleanup man. Off speed, outer third, called a strike. Gomez working his way back into this at-bat. Trying to get out of the early jam. The Crawdads stranded a pair of base runners in the bottom of the first yesterday on the defensive end. The 2-1. Flared right side of the infield. Ramos under it. And he puts it away easily. Still 2 down. Or 2 on, but 2 down for the 5-hole man, Zach Lewis.
Shortstop, Zach.
Rising sophomore playing shortstop today for Alameda. Now a big spot for him. Another guy who had a pair of hits yesterday against the Seagulls. Went 2 for 4 with a double and 2 strikeouts. Gomez peers at second, kicks and turns. Off speed upstairs. Of the first 5 batters that Gomez has now faced, 3 of them have been first pitch balls, just 2 first pitch strikes. The righty's 1-0 recovery, never mind. Feigns the pickoff. Or turns late, so to speak, either way. The point is, Rodriguez is safe. One-0 comes home. Fastball upper third, called a strike. 1-1 to Zach Lewis. Crawdad defense has been stout. Parker Jr. and Ramos, the middle infielders, form a very iron wall up there. Woodson playing at third base for the first time in his career. As the 1-1 blown right past Lewis, swing and a miss. 1-2 as Gomez looks for the put away. 2 on, 2 down in the top of the first. Alameda trying to get out in front early. Gomez finally agrees to this sign from Brandon Clisby. The 1-2 comes home. Fastball upstairs and well inside. 2-2. Ethan Reeder, the third baseman, looming on deck should Lewis get aboard. Crawdad stout in the defensive outfield too. Perez and Aldridge in right and center field, then Ellis in left. The 2-2. Off speed misses somewhere over the heart of the zone, I guess. Count is full. Third full count in the first inning for Alex Gomez here. The payoff, both runners go. Strike 3 called. Fastball on the outer third gets Lewis. The backwards K for Alex Gomez. He works out of the jam. The Crawdads will get their at-bats in the bottom half of the first. We'll have that action right after this. Back for the bottom half of the first. 1, 2, 3 due up for the Crawdads. Shane Aldridge, Elijah Ramos, and Ryan Ellis working against Jason Olvera. This starting pitcher matchup brought to you by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Olvera, a rising sophomore at San Joaquin Delta College, making his Merchant debut. His first pitch, heater lower third, called a strike. Served up the gas there. Aldridge might not have been entirely ready for that speed. But the Menlo College man going to get things going. Hits in both of his first 2 games as a Crawdad. The 1-0, outside breaking ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Aldridge, 6 foot, 170 pounds, a long left-handed stroke. The 1-1 to him. Chopped foul down the first base side. Quickly a 1-2 count to the starting right fielder for Walnut Creek today. Aldridge, a brand new Crawdad, made his debut on Wednesday. Went 1 for 5 with a triple in his first at-bat. Also walked and drove in a run. Then on Thursday had a double, was 1 for 4 that day. Olvera sets at the chin. Turns and delivers. Here's the 1-2. Flared the other way, into foul territory, third base side, on chasing Reeder, not able to get there. So Aldridge just stays alive by maybe a couple of inches from Ethan Reeder's glove. Balanced lineup today for the Crawdads goes Aldridge, a lefty, then righty Ramos, lefty Ellis, righty Ronson, lefty Perez, righty Parker Jr., lefty Moss, righty Clisby, and righty Woodson. The 1-2 to Aldridge, nearly in the dirt, 2-2. Crawdads trying to get the offense started. Well, there is 2-2 offering. Aldridge hit high in the air into right field. Johnson coming on, and he puts it away. So the former Crawdad makes the first out defensively for the Merchants today. And with 1 down in the bottom of the first, it's Elijah Ramos for Walnut Creek. Ramos, a rising redshirt junior in the transfer portal after a year at Cal State East Bay. Boy, was the Walnut Creek Crawdad player of the game yesterday after a big 2 RBI double. Olvera kicks and deals. Fastball inside. One ball and no strikes to Ramos. Now the 1-0 offering from the righty. Fastball, same location, same result. 2 balls and no strikes. Ramos on that double hit it. 24-degree launch angle, 93 miles an hour off the bat yesterday. The 2-0 to him. Fouled away first base side. Gets over some fans here on the home opener for Walnut Creek. Beautiful day at Monte Vista. Crawdads here for the first time this season here in 2026. But they'll be here tomorrow and a whole lot more days after that. The 2-1 to Ramos. Heater outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Hitter-friendly count to Ramos. Question is, does he have the green light to swing? Crawdads do tend to be patient. The 3-1 from Olvera. Fastball in the left-handed batter's box. Elijah Ramos works a 1-out walk and brings up Ryan Ellis to the dish.
Coming to the plate now for the Crawdads.
Ellis, Mr. Crawdad, had quite the day yesterday. 2 for 3 with a double and a walk. In his 2026 debut, Ellis went 3 for 4 on Wednesday with a double and 2 singles. Olvera in the stretch for the first time today. First base side of the rubber, kicks and delivers. Ramos goes, the throw from home. Not in time, a stolen bag for Elijah Ramos. Plus it was called a ball at the dish, 1-0 to Ellis with an RBI chance now. Ellis, a monster year at Sacramento State this year, 351 hitter, 33 runs driven in with the Hornets in his first season there. The 1-0 to him. Fastball outside was in the dirt, but O'Rourke picks it up behind the dish. Ramos thought about stealing third, but turns back. Defensively for the Merchants, it's O'Rourke behind the dish, Fabian Gomez at first, Nico Rodriguez at second, Zach Lewis at short, Ethan Reeder at third, then Sandnar, Smith, and Johnson left to right field. Olvera appears to Ramos, who goes the 2-0. Called a strike at the dish. They won't even bother throwing home, as Ramos had a fantastic jump. 2-1 to Ellis. First run of the game, 90 feet away, one down in the bottom of the first. Olvera, his 2-1. Ellis takes a hack, fouls it back. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Peoria, Arizona native. Guy who played catcher in high school, has played all over the diamond in his 4 years with the Crawdads. Makes his first start in left field today. His first start there since all the way back at UT Arlington in 2024. The 2-2. Off speed low. Full count to Ellis. Great bag work from Ramos to steal a pair. Now the payoff. Ellis takes ball 4 outside. And in a similar way to last inning, Merchants offensively grounded out, then 2 straight walks to get 2 aboard. The Crawdads fly out and work 2 walks to get 2 aboard.
First baseman, Barrett
And with runners on the corners, just 1 down, Barrett Ronson, the hard-hitting rising junior from Santa Ana College. Ronson went 2 for 4 yesterday in his California Collegiate League debut. First pitch to the righty, wave and a miss. Nice slider from Olvera there to get the bite. Ronson yesterday on both of his singles hit the ball over 90 miles an hour in order to get aboard. His first hit as a Crawdad on Wednesday was 97 off of the wood bat. The 0-1 to him. Slider, same location, he doesn't bite. Called a strike anyway. Nothing in 2 to Ronson. Ramos at third, Ellis at first. Crawdads trying to strike early here in the bottom of the first. Jason Olvera on the hill. His 0-2 out of the stretch. Fastball outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Olvera, 10 appearances at Delta College, 4.97 ERA in 12 2/3 innings pitched. 12 strikeouts to 6 walks. Righty deals the 1-2. Ronson checks his swing. Outside slider. Called a ball. Patient at bats for these last 3 hitters for the Crawdads. Ramos worked the walk. Ellis worked the walk. Now Ronson, he's got the count at 2-2. Olvera sets chest high. The 2-2 comes home. Swing and a miss. Filthy breaking ball to get Ronson biting, excuse me. Now 2 down with runners on the corners. The lefty Dylan Perez steps in.
now hitting center fielder, Dylan Perez.
Perez starting in left field for the 2nd time in 2 games. Started there yesterday. Played left field primarily for the Baylor Bears this season. Olvera's first pitch to the lefty. Wave and a miss. Perez's eyes got wide as he saw that changeup go low and away, but just completely fell off the table as he tried to work it into right field. Now the 0-1. Served the other way, right into the glove of Reeder, working to his right. How about a web gem there? And the Crawdads strand a pair in the bottom of the first We'll head to the top of the second. Merchants up to bat, and they'll try to get something started on the offensive end. We'll have that action right after this. Back for the top of the second on the Crawdads streaming network. Ethan Reeder, Fabian Gomez, and Nathan Lynn, 6, 7, 8, due up in the top of the second. Alex Gomez trying to get through his second inning of work. Troy Limoncelli and Austin Oda on the call today. Righty-righty matchup here. As Reeder steps in, had that web gem to end the bottom half of the first. First pitch to him, fastball outer third. You bet it's a strike. That's when we've seen Alex Gomez at his most effective, when he attacks the zone, throws strikes. He's been hard to hit. His 0-1, wave and a miss. Quickly 0-2 on Ethan Reeder, redshirt senior at Charleston Southern University. Played in 39 games, started 29 of them this spring. Now the 0-2. Hard ground ball to second. Ramos collects on the high chop. Throws to Ronson in time.
We talked yesterday about how important it was to have 3 good defenders at the very least on the infield. Ramos is a true shortstop. It's a guy that kind of expects to play shortstop, but so does Kevin Parker Jr., so does TJ Woodson, to some extent, so does Peyton Rolls. And there's 3 infield spots for 4+ defenders. Gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah, a bit of a log jam.
It's a good problem to have, I'll say that.
First pitch to Fabian Gomez. Off speed, outer third, it's a strike.
Yeah, I really like the changeup today from Gomez. He's thrown it a couple times, threw it there, threw one earlier to Johnson. And when I talked to pitching coach Dustin Cheney earlier, he said that's his swing and miss pitch.
Now the 0-1 to Gomez. Hard chopper to first, foul.
And it makes the fastball, which, I mean, if I were to IDAR, I would say like 88, 89. It makes it just look faster because he's a big body. He's got good extension. He drops the changeup early on. It just really speeds up the fastball.
See what the right-hander goes to here. The 0-2. Bounced 3 feet in front of home plate for the first ball that Gomez has thrown this inning, actually. But Gomez, certainly no easy out. The rising sophomore at Delta College was launching baseballs in batting practice earlier today, just over that right field wall. See if he can do that here. The wind blowing neutrally in the park, a little bit to right. The 1-2, wave and a miss. Got him with the change.
And there it is again, right? That's the pitch that you want in that spot. You're ahead of the count. You've gone fastball. Fastball looks faster. Changeup's going to look slower on the other end. Drops it on the inside corner there after going away from the lefty early in the at-bat. And, yeah, by you.
Here's Nathan Lynn, the catcher. Gomez, his first pitch to him. Breaking ball outer third, gets a strike again.
And now that slider and that changeup are working off of each other. He throws the changeup to lefties, he throws the slider to righties. They tunnel, they come from the same arm slot. They're working well.
The 0-1, wave and a miss. Man, how about the off-speed stuff from Alex Gomez right now?
And we're 2 batters into this inning. This is the best inning of the year. Kind of almost no matter what happens, just the dominance that he's had in this inning so far. Everything for strikes.
2 down, no one on. Now the 0-2. Gomez looking for a put away. Just missed it with the fastball upstairs.
Was close. It's a good spot. It sets a lot of things up. Throw a fastball high. Maybe not going to see a changeup, but you can throw fastball low to set up a slider. You can throw tons of stuff here.
Now the 1-2 to Lynn. Check swing, ball in the dirt. The appeal to first base. You bet he went. So the Crawdads go 1-2-3 defensively in the top of the second. How about Alex Gomez looking red hot? We'll take a quick break and then head to the home half of the frame. Crawdads trying to get the offense together right after this. Bottom of the second on the Crawdads streaming network. 6, 7, 8 due up. Kevin Parker Jr., Sutter Moss, and Brandon Clisby. All will see at-bats here in this inning. Jason Olvera trying to get for his second inning of work after Gomez went 1-2-3 on the other side for the Dads. Parker Jr. 0 for 2 last night against the Stompers, 2 Ks, but did work a walk. Now he's got a 3-game on-base streak. First pitch from Olvera. Fastball high and tight, 1-0. Parker Jr., the Brentwood native, rising redshirt senior in the transfer portal. The 1-0 to him. Breaking ball loops in, buckles at the knees, called a strike.
I think even with the couple strikeouts yesterday, his at-bats looked really good. You can tell he's still getting into the rhythm a little bit.
The 1-1 to the veteran inside. 2-1. He's just such a veteran guy. Like the approach is always good. I mean, you have to figure after 2 years at Solano College, a year at Utah Valley, and then Texas Southern as well this spring.
He will be just fine.
The 2-1. Off speed, called a strike on the inner third. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Parker Jr. He and the Crawdads trying to get it going. Nothing game here between the Merchants and the Dads. Olvera, his 2-2. Fastball nearly into the left-handed batter's box. Works the count full. Moss, a guy with plenty of power on deck. Hasn't quite put it together in the first couple of games for the Crawdads, but he's looming. Here's the payoff to Parker Jr. Slapped weakly foul to third. Reeder collects and fires across the diamond. No, the throw was not there. Gomez in and out of his glove, pulled him off the bag regardless. Rule it an E5 on the throw.
Yeah, tough play. I think
Designated hitter,
I think the third baseman thought he might have had more time than he did in reality, and that led to Parker, who's got such good speed, just being able to beat it out, force that errant throw.
Yeah, you leg it out always with the Crawdads, especially a team this speedy. So now one aboard. Here's Moss from the left side. Redshirted this year at Delta College. First offering to him fouled away.
And we should bring up yesterday, for those listening, yesterday in the, what was that, the 8th inning?
Yes, bottom of the 8th, base is juiced.
Top of the 8th, we called Bryden Bull up, and you know, we were in dead center field, a good 400 feet away, and we both saw it as Bryden Bull, and it was not. It was Sutter Moss.
The 0-1 to him bounces in the dirt, 1-1. So Moss ended up a pinch hitter with the bases loaded and 2 down last night against the Stompers. Perhaps Walnut Creek's best chance to cut into that 2-run deficit at the time, and Moss struck out on the big swing. Credit to the Stompers pitching. It was lights out yesterday. The 1-1 to Moss. Parker Jr. goes. Called a strike at the dish. The throw to second. Not in time.
Crawdads are running rampant right now. They are taking advantage of Benji O'Rourke behind the plate. O'Rourke, a really, really good receiver. All reports on him are just that. He's a very good receiver, but they're taking advantage of him and Olvera. The two of them. Olvera not doing O'Rourke any favors, and O'Rourke tried to skip that one.
So now here's, still Moss. 3 stolen bags on the day for the Crawdads. Early in this one, the 1-2 fouled away. Moss gets a piece to stay alive. Remains hitless through his first 5 at-bats in 3 games with the Crawdads. Did drive in a run, a sac fly to right field on Thursday when the Crawdads took on the California Red Tails. The 1-2 comes home. Wave and a miss. Nasty slider gets Moss to bite. That's now his 6th strikeout as a member of the Crawdads.
The catcher, number
And with
27,
Moss,
Brandon
even when he's at
Clisby.
his best, you know he's going to swing and miss a little bit. He did that last summer in Humboldt. He did that at Delta. But it's worth it with the power and with the on-base skills.
He just had a monster freshman campaign at Delta in 2025. Looking to follow it up here. Here's Clisby from the right side, working behind the dish today for Walnut Creek. 1 down, runner in scoring position. Parker Jr.
Ooh.
Fane's taken off. He almost was.
I mean, he was halfway to third base by the time that pitch was released.
The pitch, a slider to the dish, well outside. 1-0 to Clisby. Just Brandon's 2nd game in 2026 as a Crawdad. One of 4 returning guys for manager Brant Cummings. This time, runner's gonna go. Ground ball over to short. Lewis collects, fires the first in time. They get Clisby, but Parker Jr. does move over to third base.
That's one, if you're Clisby, where you almost want to take it, right? You know that Parker Jr. has third base stolen.
A little jumpy just out in front of it. And now RBI chance for TJ Woodson, perhaps one of the big bright spots for the Crawdads on the offensive end in the early goings of this season. Olvera turns and delivers. First pitch to the righty, Woodson. Off speed, misses low. Woodson 1 for 3 yesterday with a single against Sonoma. Was 1 for 2 against the Red Tails with a 2 RBI double that earned him player of the game. The 1-0 comes home. Popped up. Right side of the infield. Gomez coming on from first. Nobody's going to get there, though. So Woodson escapes a potentially fatal mistake. Woodson redshirted this 2026 spring season with the Baylor Bears. Preserved a year of eligibility. He'll come back in the fall. Still as a freshman because of that. The 1-1 to him. Hit on the ground softly over to short. Deflected off of Oliveira's glove, but Rodriguez picks up and fires to first for the final out. Crawdads strand another runner in the bottom of the second. We'll head to the top half of the third. Alameda trying to strike first. We'll have that action right here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. Back for the top of the third here in Danville, California. Last time up, Alex Gomez, the starter for Walnut Creek, managed to do this. Back in the top of the second, just a nasty strikeout. Low breaking ball got the K. He's into his third inning of work now, trying to complete it. Facing 9-1-2 for the Merchants, Benji O'Rourke will lead things off. O'Rourke's first at-bat of the day. 0 for 2 yesterday against the San Francisco Seagulls. Gomez, righty-righty matchup favorable for him. The first offering. Fastball high and in. Gomez in the top of the second one. 1-2-3, and in each batter he faced, first pitch strike. This time starts with a ball. The 1-0. Wave and a miss. Got him with the off-speed pitch. And that was what was so effective in that top of the second. Gomez was able to play both the changeup and the slider off of his heater. And the batters for Alameda couldn't catch up. Now the 1-1 to O'Rourke. Changeup stuns him and just sits in the heart of the zone. 1-2. Gomez looking for another quick put away here. O'Rourke in protect mode with 2 strikes. Big exhale from Gomez. Now the 1-2. Fastball up and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. O'Rourke, rising sophomore in the portal. The 2-2 to him. Popped up into left field. Ellis tracking over to his right. And he puts it away. His first putout as an outfielder since 2024 at UT Arlington.
Like riding a bike, right?
Absolutely.
Like, sure, Ellie, that looks easy.
You could say he's back.
I mean, he's so short, you know, it's just so easy for him. And
He's
I feel
taller than you, bud.
I don't know if he is. You know, he gets to call me out, so I'll call him out back. She just brings it so low. Kathleen Delaney has 2 boxes of crumble cookies, so I think we're in luck.
Oh, now we're talking. Either way, the first pitch to Braden Smith fouled away. 0-1 as the lineup turns anew for the Alameda Merchants. A couple of bat kids in attendance today, one for the Crawdads and one for the Merchants. Gomez working against Smith. His 0-1. Hard hit right up the middle, easy base hit for Braden Smith. The first of the day for Alameda. 1 out base runner for the Merchants brings up the 2-hole man, Nico Rodriguez, over at second. And now a lefty to boot for Alameda.
First hit for either squad.
That it is.
A little bit later than usual but a base hit either way.
Gomez, his first offering to Rodriguez misses. So it'll be a 1-0 count at the dish to the lefty. Smith playing center field, lots of speed over at first. He's taking a big lead. The 1-0 from the stretch bounces in the dirt, but Clisby's all over it.
I think one of the aspects that Clisby's gotten so much better at year over year is his pitch blocking, because the receiving, the framing has been there for a while. He's got that cannon. The block year over year, just eye test wise, has really improved from what I saw in the limited action I saw him last year.
Certainly has made some strides in every aspect of his game. The 2-0. Fastball misses the inner third. 3 balls and no strikes to Rodriguez, and Gomez all of a sudden has lost what really strong confidence and command he once had.
Yeah, it was a terrific second inning, struck out a pair, and maybe just a little bit more difficult this inning.
The 3-0. Get me over fastball. The runner tries to go. The throw from Clisby. Oh, yeah, he got him.
And they said it was ball 4.
Oh, interesting.
I saw get me over. I mean, it looked pretty middle to me.
That looked like a strike to me.
Well, you want to look at it back on this center field camera that we've got on my monitor here?
That I do.
Should we be the judge?
Yes, I think we should be.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, that's up.
Okay, up and in a little bit. Good frame job from Clisby. How about we'll give him that instead of the caught stealing. Nonetheless.
But I loved your call.
Thank you. 2 down, or no, 2 on, 1 down for Trey Johnson from the left side. Big spot for the Merchants, trying to get ahead early. Johnson yesterday 1 for 4 against the San Francisco Seagulls.
Now stepping into the box.
A California Collegiate League North Division rival of both these teams, the Merchants and the Crawdads. But Johnson put everything into play. 1 hit, 2 groundouts, and a flyout. Walked his first time up in the first. And that fastball runs inside, plunks him in the shoulder. Bases juiced for the cleanup man, Kyle Sandner.
Quickly, a lefty starts getting warm in the Walnut Creek bullpen. Looks like that's Paul Wheeler.
That is Paul Wheeler.
Another USF Don.
Kyle Sandner.
And this is the heart of the order. This is not what you want to be facing, bases loaded. But we saw the Dads, I believe in back-to-back days, have a couple big double plays. And, yeah, this is kind of a good spot for one, huh?
Absolutely. Also a good spot potentially for a mound visit. Try to get Gomez reined back in. His first pitch to Sandner. Missed with the off-speed pitch up in the zone.
I'm excited to see Paul Wheeler pitch today.
Absolutely. He'll make his Crawdad debut. Spent last season with the Menlo Park Legends. So familiar with CCL play. Gomez, the 1-0 at the dish. Fouled back, 1-2. Or 1-1, excuse me.
Tried to steal one with the off-speed pitch there. Batter was way out in front. And again, Gomez now, as the game's gotten deeper, starting to trust the off-speed stuff a little bit more.
Got away from it a little bit in the early goings of this inning, but that's what he got so many of those strikeouts with in the second. The 1-1, Sandner rips it foul, third base side. 1-2. Good recovery pitch, in on the hands.
Yeah, now he's got a little room to wiggle. You don't want to wiggle too much, but still got some wiggle ability.
Some wiggle room, one could say.
I like wiggle ability more.
Well, you know. The 1-2 to Sandner. Outside and in the dirt, Clisby covers it up.
Love the idea, and I think when you set something up down and away, now you go the changeup just a little bit above that. And it's something that looks fatter for longer, still has the bottom drop out of it. You go 4-6-3, get the bats back up.
Bases juiced, 1 down in the top of the third. Alameda looking to get on the board and take the lead. The 2-2. Grounded to first. Ronson took a bad hop, gets away from him. Ramos has to cover. 1 run comes in to score. And that's Braden Smith. Now hold on. We got a little game of pickle. Johnson ran too far. Ramos overruns him. Now they'll get him on the force.
So
Trey
that's
Johnson They got him.
3, 4, 6.
A 3-4-6 to get the one runner. One run does come across on the ground ball.
Stepping into the box now, shortstop Zach Lewis.
Either way, the Merchants a one-run lead here in the top of the third. First offering to Ethan Reeder upstairs, 1-0. Man, just a hectic thing to have to try and scribble down.
We're going to E3 on that one.
Yeah, that's an E3. Took a tough hop. You could argue it's a hit, but I think Ronson had the glove to it. 1-0 misses high. 2 balls and no strikes to Zach Lewis. Pardon me. Not Ethan Reeder. Zach Lewis is up. Runners on the corners and 2 down. The 2-0 from Gomez. Fastball down the pipe. Strike 1. Sandner at first base. Rodriguez at second. Not second, he's at third. Rough inning for me. Gomez in the stretch. The 2-1 comes home. Wave and a miss. Nasty changeup past him.
2-1, you're thinking fastball the whole way as a hitter. And Gomez and Clisby playing some mind games right now. Think fastball, throw changeup, think changeup, throw slider, think slider, throw fastball. All of a sudden, you're just playing rock, paper, scissors.
The pitch selection from this battery has been good thus far. Now Gomez with the 2-2. Wave and a miss. Gets out of the inning with a K. An emphatic one at that. The slider gets Lewis to bite. Merchants do plate 1, but now the Crawdads coming up to bat with a chance to tie the ball game up or maybe even take the lead. We'll have that action right after this on the Crawdads streaming network. Back for the bottom of the third, the Crawdads trailing by 1, and the top of the order due up. Aldridge, Ramos, and Ellis. Jason Olvera, the right-hander for Alameda, doing a spectacular job thus far. No hits allowed. He's stranded 3. And the Crawdad offense has been held quiet, an offense that's been loud in each of their first 3 games. 17 runs on Wednesday, 7 on Thursday, and then 4 last night in Sonoma. Aldridge 0-1 today on a fly out to right. First pitch, he swings. Hard ground ball over to second. Rodriguez dives, doesn't have a chance. Base hit for Aldridge to lead things off in the bottom of the third.
Love it. You give up a run, get it right back. I think what the Crawdads struggled with yesterday is they got, I don't want to say complacent, but they were fine with that 2-run lead, didn't keep adding on. And all right, so now you're down. Find a way to chip back at the very least.
So here's Ramos. Walked in the first, then stole 2 bags, was 90 feet away from being the first run in the bottom of the first, instead got stranded. Olvera in the stretch, throws a pick back to first. Aldridge is safe. But that's another guy in this Crawdad lineup, Shane Aldridge, with a whole lot of speed on the pass. Legged out a big triple to lead off the game on Wednesday. Another pick back to first. Head first slide, Aldridge safe. So Alvera working with his first baseman Gomez. They're really trying to limit the base runners after the Crawdads have already stolen 3 bags. First offering to Ramos, fastball inside.
Let's go, Ramos.
1 ball and no strikes. Ramos at Cal State East Bay. .864 on base percentage and 170 at bats at the D2 level. Another pick over to first base. Aldridge, he keeps beating the tag. Gotta wonder at one point, something's got to give.
We saw the big wheels from Aldridge earlier this year. His first hit of the season.
1-2 outside slider. Aldridge goes. The throw from home is in time. Benji O'Rourke catches the runner stealing.
Pretty perfect throw. We saw a couple of them yesterday in Sonoma. This time O'Rourke puts it right on the money. Left side of the bag, right where the tag needs to be applied, and the leadoff base runner erased.
Now, despite the runner off the bags, it's 2-0 to Ramos. Alvera comes home, misses upstairs and inside. 3-0 at the dish. At this point in the day, 5:02 local time, the wind blowing straight in from center field towards home. These Crawdad hitters going to want to try to keep it on a line. The 3-0. Ramos takes a get-me-over fastball. 3 balls and 1 strike. 5'9", 178-pound Ramos. Originally went to Cal State Fullerton out of high school. The 3-1. Laced over to second base, Rodriguez gloves it on a line. And all of a sudden, after the leadoff single, they are 2 down in the bottom of the third. The Crawdads trailing by 1.
Not the way you wanted this inning to go if you're the Crawdads. After you give up an unearned run in the top half of the inning, then to start with a base hit, things are looking good. You've got maybe your fastest guy on base, but it's been a little bit of a flop since then.
First offering to Ellis, he stands in. Swinging a ground ball foul towards first. 0-1 to Ryan Ellis. Worked a great 6-pitch walk in the first. Gave the Crawdads 2 on and just 1 down. But both he and Ramos would end up stranded. Alvera kicks and delivers. The 0-1 slider inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Ryan Ellis. Officially listed as a utility guy on the Sacramento State Hornets roster. Played primarily at DH, a little bit in the field. The 1-1 yanked well behind Ellis's back. 2-1. Alvera resets, turns and delivers. Here's the 2-1. Ripped foul down the first base side. 2-2 now to Ellis.
Ellis, you know, he's going to put up a good at-bat. And he's the kind of guy that can give a pitcher a breather just by virtue of fouling off some pitches.
Such a veteran approach, disciplined guy with a really good eye for strikes. Contact and power ability. The 2-2 to him. Fouled away. Still 2-2.
He's just such a good hitter, and that's the one thing where there have been times throughout his career that his body has failed him. I mean, he's missed 2 full seasons with injury, and the hitting has just never left. He had, what, a month when he came back last summer where he struggled a little bit, and ever since then, he put up an 1,000 OPS at the Division I level this year. Like, he just hits.
That he does. Rain, sleet, or snow, Ryan Ellis hits the ball. The 2-2 pulled foul first base side.
Such an easy guy to watch, such an easy guy to root for.
Great dugout guy.
Yeah. I mean, you have Ryan Ellis and Bryden Bull. Bull, who's one of the youngest players on the teams. Ellis, who's one of the oldest, and they're hanging out because Ellis just like loves being a leader.
The 2-2, change up low. Full count now to Ellis. And you talk about that leadership. Ellis, one of 4 returning Crawdads this season, one of 2 hitters at this point, he and Clisby. And it's such a valuable guy to have for that veteran presence in a team full of fresh faces. The payoff from Olvera, driven high in the air, into right field, hooking foul, and out of play. He gave it a ride. If it's fair, it's gone.
Yeah, that's where Ellis hit that that walk-off home run against Lincoln all the way back in 2022. It was a walk-off 3-run home run against Lincoln. It was a stretch where the Crawdads had like 4 walk-offs in 7 days. It was something stupid, and Ellis hit the final one of those, and that was maybe the best one.
Olvera has to be careful with his 3-2 offering here. Ball 4 outside. Just a fantastic at-bat from Ryan Ellis. He's seen 13 total pitches now.
It's just a Ryan Ellis at bat, right?
Yep.
You know he's going to get on. He's a guy that I would not be surprised if he posts a 500 OBP this summer.
I would not be surprised either. He's just that good. Now perhaps a 2-out rally. Barrett Ronson up to the plate with a man on and 2 down. Olvera in the stretch again. Brief kick and fire. Ronson checks his swing on the outside slider. The appeal to first says he did not go around, although he might have.
I thought it was a good call. I'm not complaining.
Crawdads bench certainly isn't complaining, I'll tell you that much. 1-0 at the dish to Ronson. Hard-hitting first baseman. Glove has been good up until today. Had the 1 error, but still looks good in the grand scheme of things as he takes a fastball high and tight.
Of note, the action that was going on in the Crawdads bullpen has stopped warming up. So either Wheeler is ready to go, or it's another inning from Gomez. Gomez has looked good.
That he has. He's looked really nice. We'll see what pitching coach Cheney and manager Cummings want to do for the Crawdads. The 2-0 bounces in the dirt. Ellis can jog over to second, on the wild pitch. 3-0 to Ronson with 2 down. If you're one of the coaches for the Crawdads, you giving him the green light here?
Nah, not down 1. I just don't think there's any reason. Too early in the game. Dylan Perez swung it well yesterday. Had a hard hit ball to third his first time up. Nah.
Olvera appears to second. The 3-0 home. Fastball inside. Ronson walked on 4 pitches.
And the world will never know if he had the green light or not.
The world will not even close to the zone. Back-to-back base on balls, and it brings up Dylan Perez with 2 down and 2 on in the bottom of the 3rd for the Crawdads. They trail by 1 run.
Well, history repeats itself, because this is what happened. Dylan Perez's last at-bat smokes a ball to third. Might have been the hardest hit ball of the year. And now he's got a chance to drive something in. Big hole on that left side. That's his gap. It's not a pull hitter. A little bit old school.
Olvera trying to work out of the jam. Ellis dancing at second. The first offering low, and perhaps it worked.
And I think Olvera's just losing it a little bit. This is... He is not... Him and the strike zone have not been friends today. Let's put it that way.
I think that's fair to say.
Olvera, that his 3rd walk, hit a couple early on. Just 30 strikes over his 55 pitches. Walked Ellis, walked Ronson. Definitely something to keep an eye out for.
Extended battery meeting here between O'Rourke and Olvera over on the bump.
And 4 walks issued by Olvera.
Oh, look at that. 4 walks total. Just 2 strikeouts for the right-hander out of Delta College. 1-0 at the dish. Ellis at second, Ronson at first. The 1-0 to Perez. Slider misses inside. 2-0.
Yeah, that's a close one. That's one I think that if Olvera is pumping in strikes, that he might get the call on that one. But in that spot, does not get the benefit of the doubt.
Kevin Parker Jr. on deck for the Crawdads. Should Perez get aboard? The 2-0 fastball well outside. Three
Now,
balls and no strikes.
some action in the opponent bullpen.
Jackson Garcia up and warming for Alameda. The 3-0 to Perez. Get me over fastball at the knees. Called a strike.
You know what I just realized in my, well, I'll tell you later.
All right.
It's
You
a
hold
cliff-
on to that
it's a
thought then.
cliffhanger, which means it must not have been that important.
I don't know about that. Cliffhangers are important. Olvera staring down Ellis. Now the 3-1 home. Ball 4 outside.
So what I was going to say is I just realized in my, put it this way, today, this afternoon, this morning, might have been more stressful than our Oakland adventures for me the other night.
Yeah, you could argue that. I mean, heck, even the Sonoma stress yesterday pregame trying to get that broadcast up and going. As we're going to get a big mound visit for the Merchants. Bases juiced, 2 down in the bottom of the third, and Kevin Parker Jr., the man will see an at-bat. Perhaps this just some time to help Garcia get warm.
But my point was, I just realized that my guy Kai Laxa isn't playing. I didn't realize because there was such a haste earlier today. Laxa, who was a West Valley Viking that I got to literally write the record book for, and he's kind of all over it. And he hit a home run yesterday.
That he did, but not in the lineup today.
No Isaiah Landry either. Landry's a really good player. This Alameda team, I think, is one that could sneak up on some teams this year.
Absolutely. They played San Francisco close yesterday. Just their first game in conference play here in the CCL. Like, this is the Crawdads' second. But the North Division looks good all around. You can't really say there are any holes with any of the teams at this point early in the season. San Luis Obispo looks good. Sonoma, good enough. Obviously gave the Crawdads a thrashing yesterday. The Crawdads roster looks good. Menlo Park looks like they'll be fun to watch. And San Francisco, it's a fun young roster. First offering to Parker Jr. Fastball down the pipe. Oh, 0-1 to KPJ, as his teammates have started calling him. Olvera turns and delivers. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-1. Perez at first, Ronson at second, and Ellis at third base. The tying run, 90 feet away. Crawdads trying to break this game to an even stance or maybe even take the lead. The 1-1. Parker Jr. takes the fastball outside. 2 balls and 1 strike, and Olvera, the first pitch strike obviously, but since then, his struggles continue in the command department. Now the 2-1. Breaking ball misses low. 3 balls and 1 strike. And Austin, you've got to imagine Parker Jr. is just holding the bat here.
Yeah. Chance to tie the game up. I would be. I'm not swinging, I'll tell you that for sure.
The 3-1 from Olvera. Ball 4 inside, walks a run in. How about Kevin Parker Jr. keeps the on-base streak alive and gets an RBI while he's at it.
Not the prettiest rally from the Crawdads, as bubbles are bubbling all over us.
Shout out the bubbles in the broadcast booth, I guess. Either way, bases juiced, 2 down. We're tied at 1 apiece between the Merchants and the Crawdads, and it's Sutter Moss at the dish, a guy who, as a freshman at Delta College in 2025, his last healthy campaign, 10 homers, 21 total extra base hits. Olvera misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes on Moss. Guy who's facing live at-bats for the first time since last summer. With the Humboldt Crabs, Sutter Moss played. The 1-0, big wave and a miss. Moss looking to get all of it there.
Well,
it's 1-1 now.
Sutter Moss has one thing in mind right now, and it's that fence over on right field.
Wind is blowing out to right a little bit. We'll see if he can pull one. The 1-1 from Olvera. Hits Moss in the leg. The hit by pitch will drive in another run for the Crawdads. 2-1 lead for Walnut Creek. Bases still loaded. And here's Clisby. And here comes the manager for Alameda Albert Luna in his first season with the team. Likely going to end the day for Jason Olvera. Jackson Garcia still throwing warm-up pitches out there in the bullpen, but this can only mean one thing. So we're going to take a step aside here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. We'll be right back after the break. The bottom of the third continues. The pitching change for the Alameda Merchants brings in Jackson Garcia, the right-hander from Menlo College, a rising senior there. Jason Olvera's day is done. Austin, his final line, just a brief glimpse at it.
Yeah, not great. 2 2/3, only 1 earned run allowed so far, but 2 earned runs allowed so far, responsible for all the guys on base right now, 6 walks.
Bases juiced for Brandon Clisby. The Crawdads lead by 1. First offering to the veteran, bounces in the dirt. O'Rourke on top of it, but not exactly the first pitch you're looking for as a pitching staff for the Alameda Merchants. Olvera was struggling to throw strikes. Now Garcia, one that slips out of his hands, not exactly what you want to look at.
No, and if you're Clisby, you can be patient. Or not.
Yeah, or not. The 1-0, he swings at it. High fastball chopped down the third base line, 1-1.
Clisby, a guy with power, hit a couple home runs this last season at New Mexico State. Looking for his first as a Crawdad.
Only a pair of extra base hits, 2 doubles last summer with Walnut Creek. It was a bit of a base hit merchant. The 1-1 to the right-hander. Fastball outer third, strike 2 called. Still 3 aboard. Moss at first, Parker Jr. at second, and Perez over at third. 2-1 lead for Walnut Creek after Parker Jr. walked in a run and Moss got hit by a pitch which drove in a run. The 1-2, high chopper to second. Rodriguez collects the throw to first. Clisby made it close with the speed, but they did get there in time on the 4-3 ground out. So the Crawdads strand 3 runners, but they do take the lead in the bottom of the third. Top of the fourth, up next, right after this, Alameda up to bat. top of the fourth on the Crawdads streaming network. New pitcher for the Crawdads. It's the left-hander Paul Wheeler, rising redshirt sophomore from Los Altos, California, making his Crawdad debut in relief of Alex Gomez. Alex Gomez, his final line right here: 3 innings, 1 hit, 1 run not earned, 4 walks, 1 hit by pitch, and 4 strikeouts on the day. So rather effective Gomez was. The Merchants only were able to plate 1. Now, Dustin Chaney and Brant Cummings turning to Wheeler, try to keep things close. Wheeler, another guy at the University of San Francisco, like his teammate Alex Gomez. Lefty kicks and fires, fastball outside. 1-0 to Ethan Reeder. He'll lead off this inning for the Merchants. It'll be 6, 7, 8, Reeder, Gomez, and Lynn. Wheeler kicks and fires, quick motion, fouled back. 1-1. Wheeler, 5'11", 180-pound left-hander. And last season in the summer for the Menlo Park Legends, 7.64 ERA in 9 games, 3 starts. The 1-1, smoked over to short, well fielded by Parker. The throw over to Ronson at first. He has to step back, but he keeps the foot on the bag. How about that for a defensive effort?
Yeah, both ends of the ball perfectly played there. Parker Jr. fields it cleanly. Ronson, you talk about defense, and first base is so much more about footwork than anything else. So you know you're going to have to stick the landing with one of them. You pull it back up, you make it look easy on the other end. Nicely done.
Very much so. Lefty-lefty matchup here as Fabian Gomez, the first baseman, steps in. Wheeler delivers. Fastball misses the outer third. 1 ball and no strikes. Gomez struck out swinging against Gomez in the second. It's 0-2 yesterday against the Seagulls. The 1-0 from Wheeler. Fastball outer third, this time a strike. 1-1.
What do you think? Is that the sweet play of the game?
At this point, it's the rising favorite, I would say, for it. Sweet play of the game brought to you by Batter and Icing here on the Crawdads streaming network. The 1-1, wave and a miss. Off-speed pitch gets Gomez to bite. 1-2. Gomez, 6'3", 205 pounds. Back in the batter's box. The 1-2 to him. Off-speed misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 comes home. Bounces in the dirt. Clisby, that one actually got past him. One of the first ones to do that today. But with nobody on, it doesn't really matter. What does matter, though, the count is full to Gomez. Rising sophomore. 216 at Delta College this spring. 2 extra base hits. The payoff from Wheeler. Fouled away into the Crawdad dugout on the first base side. Gomez from Concord, California. Played his high school ball at Clayton Valley. It was a very highly touted prospect in California, according to Perfect Grade, the number 5 first baseman in the state. The 3-2 from Wheeler again. Breaking ball at the knees. Strike 3 called. So Paul Wheeler, his first appearance as a Crawdad, already has his first K.
Paul Wheeler, incoming to the plate. DH.
Yeah, he's got good stuff. And when you're kind of one of these funky lefties, you throw strikes and you're going to win a lot of games by doing just that.
First offering to the designated hitter, Lynn, in there for a strike. And a funky lefty, I think, is the perfect descriptor of Paul Wheeler at this point. Just a fast motion. A little bit of a 3/4 arm slot as the 0-1 goes outside. 1-1.
You know, there's a little bit of Ryan Delaney in Paul Wheeler.
That's not insane to say.
Works quickly, a little bit of funk.
Shakes off one call from Clisby. Agrees to this, the 1-1. Off speed, fouled away into the seats on the first base side.
Well, and I say that in large part because he does remind me of Ryan Delaney, but also because Ryan Delaney might be making a guest appearance on the broadcast today.
Oh, now that would be something, wouldn't it? Stay tuned, folks. We might get Delaney on. The 1-2. Wheeler misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Benji O'Rourke on deck should Lynn find a way to get aboard. But Paul Wheeler, seen 2, retired 2. Looking for number 3 right here. Inside off-speed pitch misses. full count. Lynn, the rising sophomore from Bradenton, Florida, played 6 games as a freshman at Hofstra in New York. The payoff from Wheeler. Soft ground ball to second. Ramos collects and fires to Ronson with plenty of time. And Paul Wheeler, a 1-2-3 debut as a Crawdad in his first inning of work, will head to the break. And on the other side, the Crawdads up to bat with a 1-run lead after this. Bottom of the fourth, 9-1 2 up for the Crawdads, leading by 1 over the Alameda Merchants. TJ Woods, Shane Aldridge, and Elijah Ramos. But notably, the Crawdads trailed this game 1-0 at one point. 20-25, the Crawdads were 7-12 when an opponent scored first. Trying to change that luck here in 2026.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to look at that and say that's kind of a luck or not luck stat, but I think there's so much to be said about a team that knows how to fight back.
Garcia turns and fires to Woodson. Fastball outer third, called a strike.
Already yesterday, they started 0-1 when their opponent scored first. Of course, the Crawdads scored first in each of their first 2 non-conference games.
Trying to change their fortunes here today against the Merchants. The 0-1 from Garcia. Fouled away off the end of Woodson's bat, 0-2. And TJ Woodson in the second led off the, he ended the inning on a ground ball to second base. Has hits in each of his first 3 games as a Crawdad. This his 4th. And trying to make it 4 straight. The 0-2. Just chopped foul down the third base side.
Dropped down a bunt base hit yesterday. That was cool to see.
Yeah, we haven't seen one this season up until that point. Woodson got number 1. Plenty of speed he does. He really legged out that bunt. The 0-2 yet again to Woodson. Fastball up and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Garcia looks like he's settled down a little bit. You know, it always helps to not have the bases loaded to start an appearance. Or to start an inning either way. Righty turns 180 degrees. The 1-2. Hanging breaking ball, belted foul down the third base side. Woodson just out in front.
Another righty warming up in the Walnut Creek bullpen. It's Noah Zirkle.
The big Zirk, 11 appearances away from becoming the Crawdads' all-time leader in appearances.
With the guy who's in first place in attendance.
That he is, Ryan Delaney right here. The 1-2 to Woodson. Soft ground ball to short. Lewis collects and throws to first. Woodson gave it a chase with his speed, but he knew he was out pretty much regardless. 1 down in the bottom of the 4th. Lineup turns over for Shane Aldridge. Crawdads still up by 1.
One of the cool things about summer ball is guys just want to get hits. And I say that, like, obviously, in their regular seasons, guys want to get hits. But some of these guys know that their coaches aren't watching every game, and so they're just going to bust it out of the box and try to get ground ball base hits. It all counts the same in the books.
First offering to Aldridge is in there for a strike.
And when your coaches are watching you every day, you can kind of see, like, all right, maybe someone's getting lucky here. Like, you know, a little high chopper isn't going to be a base hit every single time, but when all you can look at is the straight numbers, it's like, yeah, you're going to try your hardest to get them up.
1-1 bounces in the dirt. Oh, and makes it. The 0-1 bounces in the dirt to make it 1-1, either way. But also, Austin, I think it's important showing such speed just shows your coach's hustle, which is an underrated factor nowadays. The 1-1 to Aldridge. Belted away foul, third base side. 1-2. Aldridge has the Crawdads' lone hit this game, which he led off the third inning with. But he was later caught stealing, trying to go over to second base. Garcia, the 1-2. Hit into right field. Johnson tracking back, and he puts it away.
Little bit of an adventurous route for Trey Johnson out in right field.
A little more of a natural center fielder. At least that's where he played last year and with Skyline. But either way, 2 down in the bottom of the fourth. Here's Elijah Ramos for the Crawdads. Garcia, much more relaxed. He's induced a pair of weak contact balls now. Actually, all 3 batters that Garcia has faced, he's induced soft contact to get put outs. First pitch to Ramos, outside, ball 1. Ryan Ellis on deck, should Ramos find a way to get aboard. Walked in the first and stole 2 bags, then lined out to second base in the third. The 1-0 to the Crawdad right-hander. Popped up into shallow right field. On is Johnson, now in foul territory, slides and misses. Ramos stays alive at 1-1.
Right over by his former Crawdad teammate, Noah Zirkle. Zirk is locked in right now. I don't know if I've ever seen Zirk pass up an opportunity to make a little subtle jab at someone.
Yeah, you know, that guy loves to chirp. But he's staying completely focused. Certainly wants to have his second appearance with the Crawdads go a little better than the first one. Garcia, the 1-1 to Ramos. Breaking ball into the zone for a strike. 1-2 now to Ramos. Crawdads still up by 1, but there are 2 down in this inning, and no one aboard. Here's the 1-2 from the right-hander. Wave and a miss, ball in the dirt. O'Rourke picks it up and fires to first for the K. Elijah Ramos retired on 4 pitches. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Alameda still trailing by 1, trying to eat into the deficit right after this. Top of the 5th, and we're party rocking into the inning. Noah Zirkle out of the bullpen to take over for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Zirkle, the rising redshirt senior at Cal State East Bay, facing 9-1-2 for the Alameda Merchants as Walnut Creek leads by 1 run. O'Rourke, 0 for 1 today, flew out to left in the 3rd. And Zirkle making his 2nd appearance on the season. First pitch fouled away, 0-1. And Zirkle, this now makes it 10 appearances more before he would tie Ryan Delaney's record for all-time Crawdad appearances.
And he said that was a goal. He was pretty straight up about it. A lot of times you hear guys that are like, nah, I don't care about records.
The 0-1 to O'Rourke. Chop to Woodson, spins around, fires to first base in time. Maybe that's the sweet play of the game. TJ Woodson in his first game at third base.
Looking like a natural over there. That is not an easy play. Far to his left, he cuts it off going back, then still has time to spin, throw, and in plenty of time with O'Rourke and his catcher speed running.
And now, onto the mound, Zirkle just throwing strikes. That's the recipe for success with him. Lineup turns over. Braden Smith from the right side has the lone hit of the day for Alameda. Zirkle kicks and fires. Fastball misses away. 1 ball and no strikes.
In the box now, center fielder Braden Smith.
Smith, the Skyline College guy, one of quite a few on the Merchant roster. Righty Zirkle sets at his letters, kicks and delivers. Fastball misses low. 2 balls and no strikes. Noah Zirkle, his 4th season with Walnut Creek. A couple of them he spent rehabbing various injuries. Last year, 10 appearances for the Crawdads. Now the 2-0 home. Breaking ball sits over the zone, strike 1. But Zirkle at the Division II level with Cal State East Bay this spring, his best collegiate season ever. 25 2/3 innings pitched. The 2-1 ripped into left field. Ellis will have to dig it out of the wall. Makes it easy for Smith to jog to second base. Just a hanging slider over the heart of the zone. Easy extra base hit for Smith.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you fall behind in the count like Zirkle did there. You saw his first at bat, he jumps ahead. He gets a ground ball this time, falls behind, turns into a double.
1 down, an RBI chance for Nico Rodriguez in the top of the 5th here. Rodriguez has been aboard twice via the walk, both of which came against Alex Gomez, the starter today for Walnut Creek. Zirkle out of the stretch. The first pitch to Rodriguez. He shows bunt, pulls it back. Called a ball at the dish.
Yeah, where'd that one miss?
Think a little bit inside, ultimately. Rodriguez had to turn out of the way, even with the bunt. The righty peers to second base. Does a double take. Now the 1-0 home. Similar pitch in a similar zone, this time for a strike. 1-1 to Rodriguez. Looks like Zirkle wasn't really trusting the fastball in the at-bat to Smith. Went with 2 straight breaking balls. Smith missed one, caught the other. Here's the 1-1, ripped right side of the infield. Diving Ramos effort, not over there in time. Not like he really had a chance. That was too hard hit. Either way, base hit for Rodriguez. Runners on the corners with 2 down. And here's the lefty Trey Johnson.
And if anyone wants to get revenge on the Crawdads, it's this guy, Johnson, who had an okay summer last year. Kind of wanted, you got to think, wanted a little more. Not the greatest year overall, and now facing his old team for the first time.
In steps Johnson. In a big spot in this game, Merchants trying to tie it up or take the lead. Zirkle kicks and fires. Outer third fastball. Strike 1. It's the second first pitch strike for Zirkle. Oh, 1 comes home. Fouled back, 0-2. And once again, Zirkle just pounding the zone.
It's when he's at his best. He had such a good start to the season just because of that.
6.31 ERA, his total campaign number at Cal State East Bay. Carried an ERA in the twos for the first half of the season. The 0-2 misses inside. Changeup just wasn't quite there.
He's got great stuff. When the slider's on, it's really good. When the fastball's on, it'll get some chases, some swing and miss in the zone as well.
1-2 to Johnson. Pick back to first. Rodriguez head first slide is safe. Johnson digs back in. Zirkle will take his time towing the rubber. Shakes off one pitch from Clisby. Agrees to this here. The righty's 1-2. Chopped foul into the Crawdad dugout at first. Still 1-2. Johnson, a guy that has known Crawdad manager Brent Cummings for a long time, which is why he played in the Creek last summer. Their dad's old friends dating back to perhaps the last century. We are in the 2000s here. The 1-2 to Johnson, upstairs and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And you're talking about Coach Cummings and Trey Johnson's dad.
Father, yes, not
both
Trey
of
himself.
them.
Yes,
well, no,
no.
you said their dads, and I just need to make it clear that that's not Brant Cummings.
Right. Always correcting me, you are.
Yeah.
The 2-2. Hit over to second. Ramos trouble with it. No chance to turn 2. They'll go to first for 1. But that does plate Smith from third base, and we're tied at 2.
I think with the runner going from first, it would have been hard to turn 2 either way. So a good job by Ramos to just knock it down. Yes, a run comes home to score. You had runners on the corners and just one out. You're expecting that. Zirkle actually gets the result he wants there. You hit the ball on the ground right to the second baseman, but I do think with the runner in motion, it just makes it impossible to turn a double play. I don't mean to correct you.
You're good, bud. I'm poking fun at you. We're having fun on the Crawdad broadcast. That's the bottom line,
You
folks.
just have to make sure.
That you do. Here's the cleanup man, Kyle Sandner. First offering from Zirkle. Breaking ball straight to shortstop, and Parker Jr. collects on the line. Noah Zirkle does the job, limits the damage to just 1 after getting himself into a jam. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Crawdads up, trying to break the tie after this. Home half of the 5th, and the heart of the order due up for Walnut Creek. Ryan Ellis, Barrett Ronson, and Dylan Perez. We're tied at 2 apiece. Alameda got one back on the Trey Johnson RBI ground out over to second base. Jackson Garcia still on the hill, the right-hander is for Alameda, but action in the bullpen. Here's Ellis to lead off. 2 walks today. First offering to him. Misses outside off speed, 1-0. Also some action in the Crawdad bullpen. A couple of guys stretching. Noah Zirkle heading back there as well. His day could be done. The 1-0 to Ellis. Off speed, loops into the outer third this time, 1-1.
0 for 0, 2 walks, and he's walked more times than anyone else in Crawdad history.
Well, look at that. Is that new or just adding to the total?
No. He did
The
that.
1-1.
He wouldn't even. I don't think he would have even have had to play last year.
That just speaks to Ryan Ellis's greatness.
Yeah, so it's him, JD, Bromer. Those are the top 3. And those guys were all 3-year guys.
The 1-2 to Ellis. Upstairs fastball, 2-2.
Joey Donnelly walked a good amount. Ryan Brome walked a ton. Brome really only played 2 years, though.
Technically played a couple
Right,
games
he
last summer, but not enough to count as his 3rd season.
But he was a walks machine early on.
The 2-2 comes home. Ellis waves and misses. Down on strikes. Not often you'll see that for Ryan Ellis. But nobody on. 1 down in the bottom of the 5th for Barrett Ronson at the dish. Garcia and the Merchants trying to keep it here at 2 apiece. Alameda 3 hits, the Crawdads just 1. Dylan Pettis on deck, guaranteed an at-bat after Ronson. First pitch to the righty, fastball up. Still in the middle portion of the zone, but elevated, so it didn't matter. Ronson, Santiago High School guy from Corona, California. Garcia, the 1-0 to him. Wave and a miss. Off speed and outside. Ronson 0 for 1 today. Struck out swinging in the first, walked in the third on 4 pitches. Has hits in each of his first 3 games as a Crawdad. The 1-1, not close. 2-1.
They've kind of just been spamming him with off-speed stuff today.
They know he hits fastballs hard.
Yep.
All you have to do is look at the TrackMan data. Now the 2-1 from Garcia. Fastball misses high again. 3 balls and 1 strike to Ronson. 9 homers, 9 doubles, and 3 triples for Ronson this spring at Santa Ana College. The 3-1 comes home. Ronson fouls it away, first base side and into the seats. Full count now. Rising junior cleaned up after Ellis yesterday, and the pair of them combined for 4 hits. Now the payoff from Garcia. Strike 3 on the inner third. Ronson takes a heater. And how about Jackson Garcia? 3 straight strikeouts in his last 3 batters faced.
He's looked good since coming in. He's really calmed the storm. He came in a difficult spot, bases loaded, 2 outs, got an out there. Then easy work in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And look, the Crawdads only have 1 hit today.
Yeah, not a performance they were anticipating to happen. Garcia has retired every man he's faced. Here's Pettis with no one on and 2 down. First pitch not close in the opposite batter's box, 1-0.
Well, especially after yesterday where the Crawdads struggled a little bit offensively. We're obviously looking to change their fortunes today, and that just has not happened.
Garcia kicks and delivers. Wave and a miss. The changeup bottom fell out. Pettis perhaps thought fastball, but was deceived.
What I will say is I love the swings from Pettis today, even though he hasn't really connected with one yet. It feels like he's getting that full A swing off a little more.
Now the 1-1, misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike to Pettis, who, like you mentioned, hit a hard line drive right to third base in the first, walked in the third. Certainly worked counts early in his CCL inaugural season. Garcia's 2-1, flared the other way, foul territory, and it sits down quietly. Nobody really that close to catching it. 2-2 with 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. We're tied at 2 apiece between the Alameda Merchants and the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Pettis, the Baylor Bear, trying to make something happen here. Garcia's offering. Just missed the outer third with the heater. Full count. Perez yesterday smoked a hard hit double into left field against the Stompers. His first extra base hit as a crawdad. Now the payoff. Checks his swing. The appeal to third base. He did not go around on the ball in the dirt.
There is a righty warming up right now. It's Cole Airhorn, who the Crawdads are very familiar with.
That they are, I was about to say. Somebody who gave Walnut Creek a whole lot of trouble last year as a member of the Merchants.
Shortstop.
2-out base runner for Kevin Parker Jr. Another guy who made a fantastic defensive play earlier in this game on that hard hit ball to short. Parker Jr. reached on the throwing error by the third baseman Reeder in the second, then walked in a run when the bases were juiced in the third. Garcia in the stretch. First pitch to Parker Jr. Checked his swing on the slider outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Moss, the designated hitter, looming for Walnut Creek. The 1-0 to Parker Jr. High and tight. He thought it clipped him. Home plate umpire does not agree.
I heard it.
Well, sometimes you hear and see things in the California Collegiate League, Austin, that just don't get called.
Jack Brooks heard it too. He doesn't even have headsets on.
Yeah, his hearing not impeded like ours. Either way, Garcia, the 2-0. Ball 3 low and away. And Parker Jr. likely just going to hold the bat yet again. No point in swinging.
Death taxes and KPJ taking ball 4.
This man just gets on base. Moneyball type of player. The 3-0 to KPJ. High and tight. Takes ball 4. That one perhaps even closer to hitting him if the last one didn't. Nonetheless, 2 aboard all of a sudden with 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. The Crawdads, no strangers to 2-out base runners today.
I mean, ball don't lie, right?
No, it don't.
See 1-0, you see it, hear it, clip. Kevin Parker Jr. there. Doesn't get called, so you take 2 more, not close. And Garcia, who's cruising through his first frame and a half or so, struggling here. And now Sutter Moss looking for kind of a big moment because he's waiting for that first big moment as a Crawdad.
He could be due. Garcia retired the first 6 guys he faced. Now he's walked the latter 2, Perez and Parker Jr. Here's Moss. Was hit by a pitch in the third that drove in the Crawdads' second run of the day. First offering to him, change up low. 1 ball and no strikes. This is likely a situation, Austin, where Moss can be very selective with the pitches he wants to swing at.
It's the Crawdads' 8th walk of the game.
It's impressive.
It's a lot.
The 1-0. Moss takes a fastball well outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And after walking Parker Jr. on 4 pitches, that was Jackson Garcia's 6th straight ball. And out comes the pitching staff for Alameda. Gotta wonder if they'll pull him mid at bat just because of the struggle.
Lot of walks this season for the Crawdads, against the Crawdads. It's one of those things that kind of no one really likes, right? Like no one, yes, hitters like it, but
It's kind of just a California Collegiate League staple, so to speak. And they are going to make a change. We're going to have to go take a call to the bullpen. The Alameda Merchants going to bring in Cole Airhorn with a 2-0 count to Moss and 2 runners on, 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. We'll step away briefly here on the Crawdads Streaming Network. The bottom of the fifth continues. 2 down, 2 runners on, tied at 2 apiece between the Merchants and the Crawdads. It's a 2-0 count to Sutter Moss. But here's Cole Airhorn, the rising junior, formerly of Los Medanos College for the Alameda Merchants. Played in 11 games, was 2-2 last year for the Merchants in 4 starts as well. Righty kicks and delivers a strike.
Airhorn is just good.
Yes.
He's really, really good. Had a great year at LMC this season. That was a scrappy postseason team in the 3C2A, who is the other team in the Skyline West Valley Regional.
Perez dances at second base. The 2-1 flied into foul territory left field side. Reeder, the third baseman, lost it in the sun, and it bounces safely for a strike.
Yeah, that was,
Should have been an out.
yeah. So you got to take advantage now if you're Sutter Moss. After you jump ahead in the count 2-0, pitching change mid at bat, find a way to take advantage.
And Airhorn's just dishing it out, attacking the zone. You probably need to choke up, try to serve it on a line the other way. Plate Perez, potentially.
Yeah, Airhorn's just really good. This is exactly the guy you want. He can eat innings in this spot.
And a high leverage guy when you need him, like in this scenario. The 2-2 to Moss. Check swing, called strike 3 anyway. Fastball on the outer third. So Sutter Moss went up 2-0, the pitching change, and then Airhorn fires 4 straight strikes to retire him. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Merchants up to bat, trying to break the tie. Top of the 6th, tied at 2, and the heart of the Merchant order due up. Zach Lewis, Ethan Reeder, and Fabian Gomez against Noah Zirkle. Crawdad reliever faced 5 batters, allowed 1 run to come across on a pair of hits and a ground out. First offering to the righty, Lewis, ball well outside. 1-0. Crawdad stranded 2 more runners after Sutter Moss struck out looking on the check swing against Cole Airhorn. The 1-0 from Zirkle flared into right field. Aldridge tracking back, gets under it, and puts it away. So 2 pitches, 1 out for Noah Zirkle. Efficient.
Take that every single day of the week.
That he will. Looks so much more in control as opposed to his appearance against Berkovich Honors.
Maybe just a little more comfortable. Like, I think as much as people talk about, oh, it's just summer ball, whatever, Zirkle's a guy that really cares about all of this, and he wouldn't be back here if he didn't.
He's a true crawdad. As Reeder slaps one over to short, Parker Jr. collects, no problem on the putout. How about Kevin Parker Jr.? Just such a stalwart at short.
Yeah, Coach Brent Cummings likes to do this a lot, where he'll kind of rotate the infielders, because he recruits a lot of shortstops, and so we've seen it the last couple years when you'll play Jared Medham a couple games, and then Nico DeFazio and Cam Calvillo, and this is going to be, I think, similar, where Woodson, Ramos, Parker Jr., they're all going to get reps at short.
First offering to Gomez. Fastball, inner third, called a strike.
And you kind of have to. You need to
Absolutely.
figure out who's going to be the guy that plays the most important position on the infield.
Especially come postseason time.
Exactly.
Zirkle with the 1-0 to Gomez. Changeup misses low, 1-1. But Noah Zirkle on Wednesday, 1 inning pitched, 9 batters faced, 5 hits, 5 runs all earned, 2 Ks and a walk. Thus far through 1 2/3, and he looks a whole lot better as Gomez skies the 1-1 well into foul territory on the right side. Nobody had a chance, not in the field of play.
No. No one did. I'm just confirming what you're saying. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm disagreeing with you too much.
No, you don't disagree with me too much. I don't know what you're talking about.
Trying to prove you wrong or something. I feel bad.
Oh, you got a bone to pick with me?
I'm not a know-it-all. Well, no, that's just not true. I am a know-it-all. But I'm aware.
That you are. The 1-2 to Gomez. Strike 3 called. Noah Zirkle. How about the changeup to stun Gomez on the outer third? 2 innings of work for Noah Zirkle. 1 run has come across. And man, he looks really good right now. The Crawdads would love him to eat another inning. Either way, home half of the 6th. Right after this, Crawdads up to bat. Back for the bottom of the 6th, the Walnut Creek Crawdads and the Alameda Merchants tied. 8-9-1 due up for Walnut Creek. Brandon Clisby, TJ Woodson, and Shane Aldridge. Cole Airhorn got out of the jam in the bottom of the 5th for the Alameda Merchants. Inherited a 2-0 count to the designated hitter Sutter Moss, then served him up 4 straight strikes, one of which was fouled away, the last of which caught Moss stunned as he looked at strike 3. Airhorn kicks and fires. Clisby slaps it away foul. 0-1. But Cole Airhorn last year with Alameda, just a guy that was a dog out of the pen. 2.39 ERA in 26 1/3 innings pitched. As Clisby waves and misses at the 0-1.
Big time strike thrower.
That he is. Just has such good control of the zone.
Yep, and he can mix his pitches. You're never really sitting on anything. It's hard to guess when he's right.
Action in the Crawdad bullpen. Right-hander up and throwing as the 0-2 slapped shortly over to third. Clisby's going to leg it out for an infield hit. Then the ball gets away from Gomez. Clisby turning for second. That was into the Crawdad bullpen. So a hit plus an E5 gets Brandon Clisby to second base.
If there's any catcher in the history of catchers that doesn't have catcher legs, it's Brandon Clisby.
Correct.
He's got wheels. Saw it there. That was going to be a base hit all day. I think if I'm Reader over at third, I'm not throwing that baseball.
But he instead chose to. He's not you, Noda. And now an RBI chance for TJ Woodson. In a big spot, the Crawdads trying to break the game out of the tie. Tied for a full inning now.
This may be a spot where Woodson could lay down a bunt.
Airhorn out of the stretch. We saw him do it yesterday. First offering to Woodson. Fastball outer third. It's a strike. And that's what we talk about when we say Airhorn just throws them in the square. Paints the zone, that fastball. Nice four-seam action. Pairs it with the slider and the changeup. You never know what's coming, and they're all strikes. The 0-1 to Woodson. There's a slider served the other way into right center field for a base hit. Clisby coming around third. He'll come in to score. T.J. Woodson, an RBI single to put the Crawdads on top in the bottom of the sixth.
That is just beautiful hitting. Inside out, pitch on the inner half, and Woodson does exactly what you're supposed to do with that. Flaring it right center field, right over the reach of the second baseman. No chance it was going to get caught. Read perfectly by Clisby. Boom, just like that one-run lead.
And with that RBI single, Woodson, a 4-game hitting streak in his first 4 games as a Crawdad. Here's Aldridge at the top of the order. Airhorn misses low with the changeup. 1 ball and no strikes. Now if you're the Crawdads, you got to put the pedal to the floor. Try to get as many as you can across in this inning.
But just another good day from TJ Woodson.
That it is. He's been so special in the first 4 games. The 0-1, the 1-0 rather, sits on the outer third, makes it 1-1.
And great on both sides of the ball.
Is a contender for sweet play of the game right now, doing it with the bat as well. The 1-1 to Aldridge. Off speed, at the knees, called a strike, I suppose. From my vantage point, maybe a little low. Now Airhorn looking for a put away out of the stretch. Woodson a solid lead at first. He'll go. Aldridge slaps one over to second. No chance to get the double play. They'll just go to 1, and Aldridge made it close even then, legging it out, but not quite in time as Rodriguez took care of it. Productive out for Aldridge, moves the runner into scoring position for Elijah Ramos, the second baseman.
That productive out is big because this is a guy in Ramos that is made for these spots where you just kind of need someone to put the ball in play.
Clutch hitter that doesn't strike out a lot. Gets on base and puts the ball in play. Wind blowing out towards right field, now coming back into home. First offering to Ramos in play. To second, Rodriguez collects, double clutches, fires to first, just in the nick of time to get Ramos. But Woodson does go to third. And with that, we get Ryan Ellis to the dish, who's 0 for 1 with a pair of walks.
Mr. Crawdad, this is who you want up.
I mean, is there a more clutch player in Crawdad history than Ryan Ellis?
No,
I didn't think so.
point blank.
3-1 lead for the Crawdads. Ellis trying to extend it. Airhorn kicks and deals. Fastball down the pipe, called a strike. Ellis, 2 for 3 yesterday in Sonoma with a double, a single, and a walk. Looking for his first hit today. Airhorn offers. Hit over to first, tough bounce. Gomez collects, fires to the covering Airhorn at first for the out. So Walnut Creek retired on 3 straight groundouts, but they do get one back courtesy of the T.J. Woodson RBI single to plate Brandon Clisby. We'll head to the top of the 7th. Merchants trailing by 1. Back for the top of the 7th, the Crawdads call to the arm barn and bring out Miles Brand, the right-hander from Modesto Junior College. Alameda making some changes of their own. Pinch hitting for Nathan Lynn is Matt Gonzalez, a former Crawdad. Gonzalez from the right-handed batter's box steps in. Brand kicks and fires. Fastball inner third, called strike 1. And Gonzalez, a rising redshirt junior at Jessup University. Originally went to Fresno State at a high school. The 0-1 to him. Fastball on the other third, strike 2.
That was Urkel really good today.
That he was.
Big number through 2 innings, no walks. If Zerk isn't walking guys, he's going to be good.
Now the 0-2 from Brand. Flared into shallow right. Aldridge now going deep towards the warning track. That's an extra base hit for Gonzalez. He'll stop at second base. Looked a little weaker off the bat, but man, did that carry.
Yeah, well, that's the part of the yard right now that's going to have some carry to it. Gonzalez just reached out, lunged at it, and it ended up carrying. And that ball, you're right, it looked a little off the end of the bat at first, and I think everyone in the park thought that was the case. And then all of a sudden, Aldridge was just on his horse.
So the tying run at second base for Alameda. Here's Benji O'Rourke, the catcher. And Miles Brand, this is his second appearance as a Crawdad in the opener on Wednesday. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run came across, which was earned. 3 walks and 2 strikeouts in 10 batters faced. Righty in the stretch for the first time today. Kicks and fires to O'Rourke, shows bunt, pulls it back. Don't know where that missed, but it's a ball. Brand, 11 1/3 innings pitched at Modesto Junior College this season. He brings the 1-0 home. O'Rourke shows bunt again. This one gets past Clisby, but he swallows it up rather quickly. 2-0 at the dish. Gonzalez, a hefty lead at second with no one covering the bag. The 2-0 from Brand. Hard chopper over to third. Woodson collects and throws to first for 1. And that'll be all she wrote as Gonzalez holds at second base.
Yeah, I mean, TJ Woodson is just so good. He makes that look so easy. And that's not an easy play to make because he's not squared up directly to the ball. He's turned over that left shoulder, backing up on it. And he still makes the play easy as 1, 2, 3. That's just, it's so well done from a guy that's a shortstop playing out of position.
Right.
And he makes it look easy.
Such a naturally gifted athlete. Started in left field for the first time ever yesterday, and then third for the first time today. Makes it look effortless. First offering from Brand to the top of the order. Smith in there for a strike. Did not miss with the off-speed pitch there. 0-1 to Smith, who's 2 for 3 with a double and a single. Gonzalez still at second. 1 down in the top of the 7th. Here's the 0-1. Bouncer in the dirt. Clisby all over it. 1-1.
I felt like when we played Braden Smith this year at West Valley, he was on base every single time. And that's probably what the Coast North felt like all year, too, because he was like a 550 on base percentage, something stupid. He was unbelievable.
That he was. 479 on base percentage officially as the 1-1. Flared foul, third base side just missed. That landed a foot over the line to the right. Easy extra base hit. Gonzalez ties the game.
And I apologize. Usually I have those numbers in front of me, but I'm cutting highlights for our Twitter. And
Austin's doing it all today, folks, so give
yeah,
him some credit.
We're
Give him
a
some
little all
slack.
over the place right now.
That's okay. I got you. That's why all the stats are in front of me.
Felt like it was 550. He probably got on base 80% of the time we played the Vikings this year.
The 1-1 to Smith. Fouled back over our heads. Just back into the right of home plate. 1-2.
I want to see now. I want to see what he did against us.
Yeah,
Felt
go
like
for it.
that regional was a fun one. We lost game 1 and had to play Skyline the hosts and beat them 22-7.
That's a whooping. The 1-2 home. Curveball just fouled away. Smith stays alive barely. And how about a hammer curveball right there from Miles Brand? The stuff clearly there.
Yeah, really good one. Yeah, he was 6 for 13 with a homer and 7 RBI against West Valley this year.
Wow, Braden Smith, West Valley killer, one could say.
Yeah, Viking Hunter. He was really, really good.
Brand, first base side of the rubber. The 1-2 to Smith. Fouled away. He was ahead of the curveball again, but just gets a piece to stay alive.
And that Skyline team, which also has Trey Johnson, who is playing on this Merchants team, which had Makai Susser, who we played the other day, Santino Nanez. The whole team just does not strike out. And so that mentality in this setting is so dangerous.
Smith protecting the plate with 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 again. Served, pull side, foul down the left field line. Just out in front, but 3 straight curveballs from Miles Brand. You got to wonder, when's he going back to the heater? Or will he not? Perhaps Smith thinks he's going to go back to the heater, and what happens when he goes off speed and he waves and misses? Or will this be an announcer jinx? Let's find out. Brand sets belt high. Winds and deals the 1-2. He does go curveball, but it misses outside. 2-2.
I have a feeling it was going to be breaking ball until he threw one out of the zone that didn't get a chase. Now, on a 2-2, go to your best pitch. Throw the fastball, get it in on the hands, swing and miss, or a ground ball.
The 2-2 from Brand. Smith takes curveball in the left-handed batter's box. Full count.
Now you kind of have to go fastball.
You kind of have to. Or maybe that's what Smith thinks. Maybe that's what Brand wants Smith to think. Who knows? Only Clisby and Brand know, not us.
That's what you think.
Okay, know-it-all. The payoff. Chopper to short. Parker Jr. collects, throws to first in time. Ronson has to lunge forward a little bit, and Smith with his speed made it close, but ultimately a 6-3 ground out. 2 down. Gonzalez does move to third.
Yeah, that's the big one on that play. Not much gets past Brandon Clisby behind the dish, but if one were to here, bring home the tying run. Gonzalez is a catcher by trade, but he's got some pretty good speed.
Showed it on that double. Brand to Nico Rodriguez, the second baseman. Kicks and delivers. Fastball too far inside. 1-0, and Miles Brand, apart from the leadoff double, looking solid thus far in his second appearance with the Crawdads. The 1-0 to Rodriguez, fastball similar spot. 2 balls and no strikes as Rodriguez turns his hips to protect the vital organs.
Rodriguez is a guy that knows Elijah Ramos, I would assume, pretty well, both midi guys. Probably knows this guy right in front of us, RDC.
The 2-0 from Brand. Popped up, shallow infield. Left side, Woodson calls for it. Now he'll track over to his left, and it misses with the glove. Gonzalez scores from third, and Rodriguez over to first base on the E5. As much as we praise Woodson for his defense, that probably a ball, as it drifted, that Parker Jr. should have called him off.
Yeah, it was one that was so high up, and Woodson off the bat, it looked like he almost, he palms up it. And that was, yeah, I think a play that Parker Jr. should have probably taken.
Either way, tie ball game, 2 down, 1 aboard. Here's Trey Johnson in the 3-hole. Pick back to first. Rodriguez is safe. 4 hits for the Merchants, 3 for Walnut Creek, and 2 errors defensively for each team. First offering, Johnson waves and misses.
Way late on that one.
Brand finally goes back to that heater there. Tie ball game. Brand just trying to get out of the inning and let the bats take over in the bottom of the 7th. The 0-1 to Johnson, the former Crawdad. Served right to Ronson on a line, picks it nearly out of the dirt for the out. And Trey Johnson, his Unlucky day continues. Does have an RBI in the 5th on a ground out, but hitless thus far. Either way, we'll take it to the bottom half of the 7th. Crawdads trying to break the new tie. Back for the bottom of the 7th after the stretch. And stay tuned, folks. Today's post-game show brought to you by Up Creek Records, Walnut Creek's premier destination for vinyls and live music, and an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Part of the Crawdad order due up: Ronson, Perez, and Parker Jr. against Cole Airhorn, the righty on the hill for Alameda. Alameda tied it up in the top half. The fielding error by TJ Woodson allowed one run to come across. The first offering on the outer third called a strike to Ronson. 0-1.
It's chilly.
Yeah, a little windy here. Temperature in the high 60s. The 0-1 to Ronson, fouled away. And Barrett Ronson, 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging in the 1st, looking in the 5th, walked in the 3rd.
With his power, he's also probably a guy that's going to have a little bit of swing and miss this season. It's a trade-off that you're okay with because he's got so much power.
Airhorn's 0-2 to him. Slider bounces in the left-handed batter's box. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And you're certainly okay with the strikeout numbers. 26 Ks at Santa Ana College, which honestly isn't that terrible. The 1-2 to the big righty. Off speed, misses away, 2-2.
Yeah, good take. Saw the slider the whole way. It's just good pitch recognition there.
He certainly got quite the eye, despite the strikeouts. Airhorn comes set at the first base side of the rubber, kicks and delivers. A 3rd slider, misses this time. Full count to Ronson. Nothing flying here at Monte Vista today. Just 7 combined hits, 6 combined runs between these two teams. The payoff, Ronson slaps one pull side through the infield between Reeder and Lewis at 3rd. And how about Barrett Ronson? 4 games as a Crawdad, a hit in each one.
That's a good swing. Got a hanger, didn't try to do too much with it, hit it hard. Yeah, he hits it on the ground, but you'll take that every single time. Leadoff runner's a leadoff runner. I think I thought he was going to maybe get pinch run for.
Apparently not. They're going to keep him on the paths. And here's the left-hander, Dylan Perez. A pair of walks and a line out to 3rd for Perez today. First pitch, fastball, not even close from Airhorn. 1-0 to the Crawdad center fielder. Started his first 2 games in left, then last night in Sonoma, and today at Monte Vista in center. Airhorn out of the stretch, the 1-0, wave and a miss. Bottom fell out of the changeup there.
Yeah, really nice pitch there from Airhorn. He's got command of all 3 pitches right now, and he really doesn't use the fastball a ton. It's almost an extra pitch to his arsenal.
The 1-1, off speed, Mitch misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Perez. That hard hit double for Perez yesterday, 91 miles an hour off the bat at a 24-degree launch angle.
Went to the backside, too.
The 2-1 misses low. 3 balls and 1 strike.
It's really easy to hit the ball in the air on the pull side and hit it hard, but going backside and doing it over 90 miles an hour, one hop the fence, that's a good poke for Perez.
That's why he started a lot at Baylor this year as a freshman. The 3-1, high chopper to second. Rodriguez charging, runs into Ronson. Perez safe at first base. Ronson steps on the bag at second. Throw gets away from the outfield over to third. Now, are they going to call runner interference here?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if you can. For the time being, the runners are staying put. And Ronson squatting there. Manager Brent Cummings going to walk over to him. The athletic trainer for the Crawdads taking a jog. Looks like they're going to go and check on Ronson, make sure he's okay following the collision. Now Cummings talking to the umpire over at second base. Amanda Morton, the athletic trainer for Walnut Creek, makes it about 10 feet from Ronson, then waved away. Looks like the right-hander's good. And it's going to stand as a hit. Both runners staying put.
Yeah, I think with the way that ball was chopped so high, there was no way that Perez was going to get thrown out at first on that one. Now, if you're Kevin Parker Jr., you're laying down a bunt. Almost definitely, I feel like, in this spot.
Have to move the runners, and Peyton Rolls, the pinch hitter, on deck in place of Sutter Moss. So something to watch out for. Manager Brent Cummings is going to go to one of the most proven bats earlier on. Now we're going to get time as Cummings is talking to Parker Jr. ahead of his at-bat. KPJ 0 for 1 today, reached on an error in the second, then walked in a run in the third, walked again in the fifth, but was stranded when Sutter Moss struck out with the bases juiced. Ronson at second, Perez at first base. Tie ball game between the Merchants and the Crawdads at 3. And no one out here in the bottom of the 7th, and a prime opportunity for Walnut Creek to take back the lead. Veteran guy at the dish, Parker Jr. Spent 4 years in the college ranks, 2 of them at JUCO, 2 at the Division I level. The righty air horn has worked into trouble. His first pitch to Parker Jr. fouled away towards us. If the screen wasn't there, might have hit me.
Might have saved your life.
You probably would have.
Yeah, I have a tendency to do that.
Yeah, you do, especially after West Oakland on Thursday night.
It's true. We were going to be fine.
Yeah, we were fine. We were never in danger, folks. Air horn steps off. Ronson jogs back to second base. Everybody retreats on the feigned pickoff.
At least it wasn't this cold.
Seriously. It was solidly warm in Oakland that day. The 0-1 to Parker Jr. Breaking ball fouled back, 0-2.
So no bunt, no square on either of the first 2 pitches. Parker Jr.'s had a good hack on both of them. He's timing it up well, both foul balls straight back. And obviously the light's pretty green. And I think this is as much of a trust on Kevin Parker Jr. as it is on Rolls on deck to get something done.
The 0-2 slapped foul, pull side, out of play.
Because if Parker Jr. doesn't move these runners up, you're trusting that Rolls, who's had some of the clutchest at bats this season, will get something done on deck.
Absolutely. Rolls just a monster campaign at San Jose State as a true freshman this spring and had a monster debut with the Crawdads. We'll get to him later, though. It's 0-2 at the dish to Parker. 2 aboard, no one down in the bottom of the 7th. Airhorn delivers. Breaking ball stuns Parker Jr. Strike 3 called.
Pretty much saw only fastballs that at bat until the end, and now Peyton Rolls will come up, and it's a big spot.
That it is. Here's Peyton Rolls. Since going 4 for 5 on Wednesday against Berkovich Honors, Rolls 0 for his last 7 with the Crawdads. Does have a pair of walks, one last night against Sonoma and one on Thursday against the Red Tails. His first at-bat of the day, got the day off initially after playing each of the first 3 games. Airhorn attacks the righty with the first pitch. Fastball served the other way into right field. Ronson is going to get the stop sign. What a pinch hit single for Peyton Rolls does the job. And now here's Brandon Clisby with the bases juiced and 1 down.
Beautiful, beautiful piece of hitting for Rolls. That's why you put him up in that spot. Hits the ball on the ground there, you know he's going to beat out a double play. Hits the ball in the air, you know it's going to move around to the third. He does that, and it's going to load the bases. And that's exactly how you script it. Now the hometown kids got an opportunity to give the Crawdads the lead and try to push towards their first win this season.
Infield playing in. 1 down, bases loaded, bottom of the 7th. We're tied at 3 apiece between the Crawdads and the Merchants. First offering to Clisby, wave and a miss. That slider from Airhorn, just nasty late movement. But Brandon Clisby singled to lead off the 6th inning. But the throwing error by the third baseman Reeder allowed him to reach second. He later scored on the TJ Woodson RBI single. The 0-1 to Clisby. Same pitch, same result. Swing and a miss. And Cole Airhorn just spamming the slider outside to these right-handers.
Now you wonder if it's going to triple up on it or try to freeze him with the fastball.
Either way, tough situation for Clisby. The 0-2. He does go back to the well, but this time Clisby saw it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crawdad catcher is 1 for 3, grounded out twice before that single. Coming off of a loss at Sonoma yesterday, the Crawdads looking to win their first California Collegiate League play game. The 0-2, swing and a miss. Clisby down on strikes, 4 straight sliders from Cole Airhorn. Now 2 down, bases still loaded for TJ Woodson. Woodson had that web gem on the 1 hopper earlier in the game. Did have the defensive error that has resulted in the tie game. Now a chance for him to atone with the bases loaded. Already has 1 RBI hit today. Airhorn fires. Woodson, hard hit too short. Lewis collects. They'll throw to second easily, and Nab rolls on the 6-4 grounder. Crawdad strand 3 in the bottom of the 7th. We'll head to the top of the 8th. Still tied. Alameda trying to break it right after this. Top of the 8th, Miles Brand in his second inning of work, but have a look at Noah Zirkel's final line. 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, not earned, a strikeout, and 0 walks, the big thing. Part of the Merchant order due up. Kyle Sandner, Zach Lewis, and Ethan Reeder against Brand, who looked pretty solid in his first inning, had the unearned run on the E5. Brand against Sandner, kicks and delivers. Slow chopper over to third. Woodson collects the throw, laser beam in time.
Let me just say really quickly, whoever's making the graphics right now sucks, because Zirkel's run was definitely earned. And whoever made the graphics said it was unearned.
Interesting. Interesting. I mean, I do think the person who made the graphic might be on the other mic, but
I'm just saying, whoever it is sucks.
I don't think you need to go that far. I think errors happen, as like they do in baseball.
2 of them today.
Nonetheless, here's Zach Lewis with 1 down. Brand kicks and delivers. Fastball outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
It's chilly.
Absolutely it is. But all things considered, Austin, the Crawdad pitching staff looking really good today.
Yep. 1 earned run through 7 innings. Brand has been good.
Pop up on the 1-0. Right field side. Here's Kevin Parker Jr. over from short, calls Woodson off and makes the grab.
Love it. That's exactly what could have happened the first time. That's shortstops play all day. Ball behind the bag, you give way to the middle infielder. It's just an easier play for them. They see the ball better when the ball's in the air with that trajectory. And so Kevin Parker Jr. calls off Woodson. I think it's difficult when you know all of these guys are shortstops by trade and you trust your teammates.
Right-hander warming for the Merchants. Reeder takes curveball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, good. Get Cole Airhorn out of this game.
That's what the Crawdads want.
Yeah.
He's just been so good. The 1-0 to Reeder. Brand delivers a fastball down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Reeder, the rising redshirt senior at Charleston Southern. He gets 1 more year thanks to the eligibility rules of the NCAA. The 2-0. Served up. Pull side. Lands in fair territory and left. Ellis will dig it out of the corner, but Reeder chugging over to second base. No problem. A 2-out double. And the Merchants 1 hit away from taking the lead.
First baseman, Fabian.
And in such a pivotal moment, it's Fabian Gomez, the first baseman, against Brand.
Another local product. Gomez, who played at Clayton Valley Charter, the same high school as a couple Crawdad legends. Ryder Helfrich, who's going to be a first-round pick this year. Jacob Craig, who is at Oregon State, a 3-year starter for the Beavs.
Guys, before my time, you know much better. Taking a quick break, they are. The Merchants having a chat here, trying to get things going. But out comes Gomez. He's ready to go. Reeder over at second base with solid speed. A base hit likely plates him. Still tied at 3, 2 down in the top of the 8th. 5 hits for Alameda. 6 for Walnut Creek, a pair of errors each. Brand peers in, has this call from Clisby. Sets at the belt. From the first base side. Breaking ball outer third, loops in for a strike. 0-1 to Gomez. 30 games played at Delta College, 74 at-bats Gomez had. The 0-1 to him. Fastball fouled back just barely, 0-2. Brand in the driver's seat, looking for a put away. Brand is dialed in. Now he resets. A quick glance to second base. Now a long stare. The 0-2 home. Curveball fouled back. Gomez staying alive. He knows what's at stake. Alameda trying to break the tie. We've been tied since the top of the 7th.
Brand just attacking right now. Love to see it. Keep it going.
That's Crawdad pitching at its best when they attack the zone. The 0-2 again to Gomez. Outer third fastball, not called a strike. 1-2.
Love the spot, especially after you keep going. Curveball, curveball, curveball. Try to freeze him with a fastball in that same tunnel.
Just missed a touch low. The 1-2 from Brand. Swing and a miss on the upstairs curveball. Gomez retired on strikes. They strand Ethan Reeder after his 2-out double. We'll go to the home half of the 8th. The Crawdads trying to get in the lead right after this. Bottom of the 8th. Tie ball game, 3-3 between the Alameda Merchants and the Walnut Creek Crawdads. 1-2-3 due up for the home team. And Tyson Ellis, the left-hander from West Valley College and most recently Cal State East Bay, gets the nod with two lefties set to bat in this inning. Aldridge and Ellis, those two. Elijah Ramos, the right-hander, will split them. Ellis appeared as a batter yesterday, one at bat, had an RBI double. Brought the game one run closer against the Seagulls yesterday. Pitched in just an inning and 2/3 this spring at Cal State East Bay. Lefty kicks and deals. Fastball upstairs. 1-0 to Aldridge. Aldridge 1 for 4 already today. 2 flyouts to right, a single in the 3rd, and a ground out to second in the 6th. Was also caught stealing. The 1-0. Down low. 2-0. Ellis 3 at-bats with Cal State East Bay. Had a hit, drove in a run. The 2-0 to Aldridge misses well outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Not a whole lot of action for Ellis at West Valley College either. Just 2 1/3 innings pitched in 2025. His 3-0 misses low and away. Ball 4 for Shane Aldridge. Works a leadoff walk and now a whole lot of speed on the paths.
Good start to the inning. And now Ellis, after a 4-pitch walk, you got to think his whole focus is going to be on the batter. So if Aldridge wants, I think this is another chance, even though he's been thrown out once today, I think this is another chance he could consider going in motion.
In a tie ball game, you got to wonder what manager Brant Cummings is thinking over there at third base. Delivering some signs. Healthy lead, but the lefty staring right at first base. Comes home to Ramos, who shows bunt, pulls it back. Ball gets away on the wild pitch, and Aldridge will take second. Eliminates the double play chance, and now the leading run for Walnut Creek, the go-ahead, I should say, at second.
That's a big one. I'm not sure pass ball or wild pitch. I'm going to take another look, but that one looked like a play that O'Rourke could have made. And yeah, that ball didn't even hit the dirt. That's just a pass ball.
Look at that. First pass ball of the day. We've had a couple wild pitches. The 1-0 to Ramos. Fastball strike on the outer third.
And now the Crawdads don't even have to lay down a bunt here. Ramos can just try to move the runner over, look to attack the opposite field, get the ball deep, and just get that runner over any way possible.
Great contact hitter in a favorable situation. The 1-1. Fastball at the belt. Taken for strike 2.
But you've got to score here.
That you do. Absolutely have to. It's this and the bottom of the ninth are your only two chances, and you don't want to leave it till the end of the game. Ellis peers to second. The 1-2 comes home. Fouled back. Ramos just caught a piece of it. Ramos led Cal State East Bay in doubles. Pardon me, he was third this year with 10 for the Pioneers. Also added a triple, but no homers. 29 runs driven in. The 1-2 again. Bounces in the dirt. 2-2 to Ramos.
Nice work by O'Rourke there. After the pass ball, the fastball in the dirt is the hardest pitch to block because you're never expecting it. And so it's a good job there. And then asked for a little minute with Tyson Ellis.
Covered it up well. 2-2 to Ramos, who is hitless today. Walked and stole 2 bags in the first, lined out in the third, struck out in the fourth, and grounded out in the sixth after he was the Crawdad player of the game last night with a 2 RBI double. Back and forth game, tied at 3. The 2-2. Off speed, upstairs. Full count. Aldridge at second with a whole lot of speed. No one out in the bottom of the 8th. The Crawdads trying to take the lead. It's been back and forth. Alameda jumped out to a 1-run lead. Crawdads responded with 2. As the full count pitch chopped to third. Aldridge stays put at second. The flip to first. Did it pull him off the bag? No. Call is confirmed. Ramos out on the 5-3 grounder.
Nice hustle by Ramos, but in the end, that's kind of all you get with it. An unproductive out. The at-bat works the same as a bunt where you get an out, move the runner over after the pass ball, but now Ellie's got to come through.
But if there's anybody you expect to come through for the Crawdads, it's this man, Ryan Ellis against Tyson Ellis on the hill. Perhaps one of our first Ellis-Ellis matches, at least in this season. Lefty delivers, check swing. Got him with the off speed, called strike regardless. So 0-1 to Mr. Crawdad, Ryan Ellis. 2 walks today, a strikeout in the 5th, and a ground out in the 6th. Tyson, third base side of the rubber, kicks and delivers the 0-1. Off speed low. 1-1 to Ryan Ellis at the dish.
There is a righty getting loose in the bullpen for the Merchants with the right-hander Ronson on deck. So if you're Tyson Ellis, you want to attack Ryan Ellis here, knowing that it's a lefty-lefty matchup.
Alex Piscotti, the right-hander, up and warming. The 1-1 to Ellis, fastball well off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tyson Ellis peers in, gets the call from O'Rourke. Sets at the letters. The 2-1. Outside fastball for ball 3. And 3-1 with a runner in scoring position, Austin. Does he have the green light?
Yeah, this is the guy you give the green light to. With all of his history here at this park with this team.
The 3-1 to Ellis. Soft ground ball to first. Gomez collects, flips to Ellis, who covers. That will be the second out. Aldridge does move over to third base. The go-ahead 90 feet away for Walnut Creek.
Now this becomes a difficult spot for Ronson because you have to get a hit here if you're Barrett Ronson. You're facing a lefty, and obviously it's the handed disadvantage, but lefties are just generally tougher to hit, and you need a hit. And if you're the runner on third, you've got to be pretty aggressive. Aldridge has great speed.
First offering to Ronson. Change up low and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
So if there's something in the dirt, even if it doesn't get away that much from O'Rourke, I think you're going.
Absolutely, you have to be. Ellis resets. The 1-0 out of the stretch. Breaking ball high. 2 balls and no strikes to Ronson.
With the way Ronson swung it this season, there's 2 open bases and there's a lefty on deck. I think Ellis is more than fine nibbling here.
Absolutely. And you have to wonder if you're Ronson, do you want to take a swing here? The 2-0. Yes, he does. Lifted in the air, foul territory in right field, out of play. 2-1 the count. Santa Ana College man Ronson. Middle of the order bat on a team that won the state championship at the 3C 2A level. 44-7 Santa Ana. The 2-1 to him. Ripped right up the middle. Ellis into the glove. He'll just run to the bag himself on the broken bat. And with that, the Crawdads strand yet another runner after the leadoff walk from Shane Aldridge. We'll head to the 9th, still tied. Alameda with a chance to break it after this. Top of the 9th, tie ball game. 3-3 between the Crawdads and the Merchants. 8-9-1 due up for Alameda. Matt Gonzalez, Benji O'Rourke, and then Braden Smith at the top against Miles Brand. 2 spotless innings thus far for Brand. Does have 1 unearned run that came across on the E5. First offering to Gonzalez, fouled back. Quickly 0-1 to the designated hitter, traditionally a catcher, the rising redshirt junior is. And Gonzalez, a San Ramon native, went to Doherty Valley High School not too far from here. Brand's 0-1. Breaking ball misses the outer third. 1-1. Just 2 hits to Brand's tally thus far. 1 strikeout. The 1-1. Hit in the air, right field, trailing in foul territory and into the Crawdad bullpen.
Brand is already kind of establishing himself as a guy that looks like he's going to be, as Brent Cummings would say, a dude.
Certainly a dude.
Just a guy that will come in and do his job.
That's all the Crawdads need from this bullpen. Brand's going to step off, take some time. recollect himself. Gonzalez right back into the box, ready to go. The 1-2. Pieced deep into left center. Over is Perez, and he makes the grab. Dylan Perez in center field. Nice ranging play.
Might have been the hardest hit ball of the day for either team right there. Perez started back on the ball, as you're taught to. First step always back in the outfield, but the wind starting to blow in a little bit. So he had to sprint forward right at the last minute to catch up to it, but he did. And he's been really good in center field the last couple days.
Defensively, Dylan Perez, a marvel. Here's O'Rourke with one down. First offering to the righty, hit in the air, center field again, this time to right center. Now Aldridge over from right to make the play.
Well, and the Crawdads have two center fielders in the outfield right now as well, because Aldridge is a guy that can really track it down out in the outfield.
Stepping into the box.
Natural center fielder, yeah.
You look to guys that are coming in. Daniel Polasic is a guy that can play center field. He's on the quarter system.
He'll be joining shortly.
This is a team that's going to be, should be really good defensively.
We already have established the infield defense and the outfield squaring up as well. Here's Smith at the top of the order. Lines one into the right center gap. Base hit, and Perez mishandles it in the outfield. So Smith all the way to second with two down. All of a sudden, the go-ahead run at second for Alameda.
So a single and an error there.
Yes.
And that, right as we're singing the praises of the defense, Dylan Perez just lets that ball past him. We were talking about this before, you and I were talking about this before the game. The grass in the outfield is not a fun one to play on, and I think that one kind of took a weird bounce up to Perez in center field.
There's Nico Rodriguez, the second baseman. 2 walks, a single in the 5th, and reached on an E5 in the 7th in that at-bat. When the ball was in play, a runner came across. Brand in the stretch now, working against the left-hander. Piers to second. Now comes home. Off speed at the knees, strike one.
A couple other outfielders that could be really good. Bryden Bull.
Yep.
Trevor Wilson, who has potential to be maybe the best defensive outfielder on the team. Sutter Moss is a guy that is a natural center fielder when he's fully healthy.
Brand, the 0-1 delivery. Fouled away, 0-2.
Last year's team really struggled on the defensive end.
That they did.
Brent Cummings, the head coach of these Crawdads, he's a defensive guy.
Always preaches it. And yeah, that 2025 team, just a puzzle with injuries to try to sort through, especially in the outfield, then later on in the infield. Only 11 position players at the end of the season for Walnut Creek. The 0-2 from Brand. Off speed misses away. 1-2 to Rodriguez.
Looks like Carlos Hernandez starting to throw in the Crawdad bullpen right now.
Last through on Wednesday in the true opener for Walnut Creek. We'll see if he gets an appearance here in the home opener. Brand, the 1-2, looking for a put away with 2 down. Off speed misses away yet again, 2-2. Smith with a lot of speed at the second base bag. A base hit likely scores him and takes the lead for Alameda. Brand at the belt. Now the 2-2. Misses outside, the back pick to second base. The throw had a chance, but not quite in time. Full count at the dish.
It's a dot back from Clisby. Love the idea.
And you saw earlier, right before the pitch, Kevin Parker Jr. at shortstop drifted his way over to the bag in a burst of speed. Ultimately, was able to cover it. The payoff from Brand. Served the other way. Down the left field line, foul. And the Crawdads escape what could have been the go-ahead run.
It's about 3 feet past the chalk on the left field line, maybe even less than that.
Right-hander in the Alameda bullpen, ready to go. And Nico Rodriguez wasn't at bat.
Yeah, if the wind's blowing as much as it was earlier today, that might drop fair.
Very well could. Now, wind starting to move back in that right field direction. You can see the American flag out in center field from our home view angle. Brand will do the payoff pitch again. Here's the 3-2. Rodriguez takes strike 3, a breaking ball on the outer third. He thought it was ball 4. Home plate umpire says, nope, sit down. And now we head to the bottom of the ninth. The Crawdads trying to walk it off and go home with a victory right after this. Bottom of the ninth, tied at 3. The Crawdads up to bat, Dylan Pettis, Kevin Parker Jr., and Sutter Moss. But the Crawdads today, 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position. They've stranded 12 total on the paths. New pitcher for Alameda, Alex Piscotti. He's going to try to close it out. Some guys in the Alameda bullpen just in case. In stands the lefty Pettis. Piscotti kicks and fires. Pass ball. 1-0. And Alex Piscotti, a rising sophomore at Colorado School of Mines, a Livermore native. Big frame, 6'5", 210-pounder. He gets the call. Try to keep it here and send it to extras. The 1-0 flared the other way. Foul territory down the left field line, 1-1.
And that's where I think Pettis' power is going to be this whole season, going the other way.
He's been good at it already thus far in 4 games of the 2026 season. Piscotti, first base side of the rubber. His 1-1. Fastball at the knees, framed up for a strike. Now Pettis in protect mode for Walnut Creek. Just have to get one across. Can they do it in the bottom of the ninth? Piscotti, the 1-2. Pettis, hard hit grounder to second. Rodriguez fields and throws in time. 1 retired in the bottom of the ninth.
If we do go to extras, it looks like it'll be Carlos Hernandez that will come into the ball game, but KPJ and company trying to make sure it doesn't get to that point in the game.
Just got to play some small ball, but that really hasn't worked out too all well, Austin. And with the wind blowing like it is, I don't think anybody's going to have a chance to end it with one swing. Here's Kevin Parker Jr. 1 down, no one on. First offering to the Crawdads shortstop. Looping breaking ball in the zone, strike one. Parker Jr. hitless today. Reached on an error in the second and 2 walks in the third and fifth. The 0-1. Heater inside, 1-1. We could use a heater. Chilly out here.
No, I just want a sweatshirt, and that's on me. You know, a rookie mistake.
I
My
told
first
you what the
time.
weather was.
It's my first time in Danville.
No, it's not. The 1-1. Check swing. Breaking ball misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Burr.
Burr indeed. At least for summertime. It's June. Should be warm. Whatever. The 2-1 to Parker Jr. Off speed and outside, 3-1. And now action in the Merchant bullpen.
Kind of shocked that they took Airhorn out. He was throwing really well. Obviously, we never know the pitch limit, the inning limit, whatever, but
Right.
gotta think if he's got an open leash, he would have stayed in the game.
The 3-1 to Parker Jr. Fastball called a strike on the inner third. Parker Jr. can't believe it.
Well, call me Parker Jr. because I can't either. That looked a little tight.
Indeed it did. Instead of ball 4, the count is full. Piscotti trying to get the second out of the inning. Here's the payoff. That's ball 4.
And as Jack Brooks would say, ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie. 1 aboard, 1 down for Peyton Rolls. Today, 10 walks on the day for Walnut Creek. Last year's season high, 12 for the batters of Walnut Creek. Obviously, they also had 11 walks issued last year, the season game high. And then on Wednesday against Berkovich Honors, they broke that with a 12-walk day, the pitching staff for the Crawdads did. Nonetheless, here's Peyton Rolls. Served up a single in his pinch hit appearance in the 7th. First offering bounces in the dirt, 1 ball and no strikes.
That right field line, man, that's looking awfully fine for Mr. Rolls.
Rolls, a guy we know has gap power. We'll see what he tries to do here. The 1-0 from Piscotti. Slapped towards third foul. 1-1. Rolls, 51 games, all of them starts with the San Jose State Spartans. .814 on-base percentage, 39 runs driven in. The 1-1 to him. Fastball in the heart of the zone, strike 2 called. And Parker Jr. playing it safe over at the first base bag. He's being held by Gomez. Now takes a 10-foot lead. Piscotti in the stretch. The 1-2 to Rolls. Serve the other way. Shallow right field. Easily base hit. Now it's going to the gap. In comes Parker Jr. He's heading from third. He gets the wave. RBI double. And the Crawdads walk it off. Peyton Rolls does it again. He had the go-ahead RBI double in game number 1 against Berkovich Honors, and the San Jose State Spartan does it yet again in the early season. 4-3, Walnut Creek wins.
17 hits for your Crawdads with 3 team errors committed, and they take home the victory 4-3. 16 hits for the Merchants, 2 errors.
And that's the guy, right?
That he is.
You just know.
We'll take a quick break here on the Crawdads Broadcast Network, and we'll be right back for the postgame show brought to you by Up the Creek Records.
At 4 p.m.
Welcome back to the Crawdads postgame show. Today's postgame show brought to you by Up the Creek Records, Walnut Creek's premier destination for vinyls and live music, and an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Let's check out what's been happening up the creek, and I think the big thing, obviously, what an RBI double to end the game. Peyton rolls with a big one, but let's first take a look at the sweet play of the game. Today's sweet play of the game brought to you by Batter and Icing, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Batter and Icing is a locally owned custom bakery with 2 retail outlets in Danville and Pleasant Hill. Handcrafted cupcakes, custom cakes, desserts for life's sweetest celebrations. When you're celebrating a championship season, they're passionate about bringing people together through great desserts. Learn more or place an order at batterandicing.com. So let's play that real quick. A web gem for TJ Woodson. Had a really nice defensive effort, saved a pair of runs. And as that plays, we'll conclude that and go to our player of the game, brought to you by Peasant and the Pair. And let's bring on Peyton Rolls, who had the RBI double to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th. Peyton, welcome into the show. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
It feels great. Yeah, it feels great. Glad we can. Glad I helped the team win.
Had a couple of walk-offs like we talked about last time at San Jose State. Didn't get a true walk-off last time when we had you on here, but this one a little different. What went into this approach?
I'm just trying to find something I can hit hard, and I got the pitch, and I did damage with it.
How do you feel not getting the start today? Do you feel a little more rested heading into those pitch hit approaches?
Yeah, I mean, I just felt really comfortable. Even though I was coming off the bench, I still felt comfortable, and I felt like old me.
Sort of pair the other way. These Alameda Merchants, is there any tension, so to speak? I know you played at Sonoma last night. That's certainly a rivalry between the Crawdads and Sonoma. But how about this kind of new feeling with Alameda?
I mean, they're in our league, so there's definitely going to be something there. But I didn't really feel too much today, but glad we can get the win against them.
How's the team chemistry going? We talked about it a little bit last time. You said it was starting to progress. What's the update, so to speak, on that 4 games in?
I think it's flown pretty good. The guys are starting to know each other's names, talk a little more in the dugout, so I think that helps a lot.
What do you think your favorite part of being up here in the East Bay is now with the Walnut Creek Crawdads?
Being super close to home. I'm like 15 minutes away, so it's really awesome to play right here where I played here before, so it's a really cool place to play.
Anything you want to tell the fans after this walk-off hit tonight, Peyton?
No.
Awesome.
Not too much.
Thanks for your time, Peyton. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
So big win for the Walnut Creek Crawdads over the Alameda Merchants today, a 4-3 after Peyton Rolls hits the walk-off RBI double. We just had him on. Thank you, Peyton, for a great interview once again. Now, the second time he's been the Crawdads player of the game in this early season. So that'll just about do it here for the Crawdads postgame show, brought to you by Up the Creek Records. For Charlie Limoncelli, or that's me, for Austin Oda, my lovely color analyst, and Jack Brooks, our fantastic producer here at the Crawdads Streaming Network, signing off. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. The San Francisco Seagulls coming to town at 4 p.m. at Monte Vista. We'll be there tomorrow. Good night, everyone.